day, and highlight watchers. How are you doing today? I myself am pretty excited to continue where we last left off in Red Dead Redemption. Where that is today is focused on finishing up with the main story. We're at that point where I think we have a few more missions left before we finish up with the main story, and then we get into the prologue section. All right. Unfortunately, I think what it is for whatever reason it saves the state of the whatchamacallit? It saves the state of Liar's Dice. And the last time we really got into Liar's Dice was when it was worth $200 a game. Unfortunately, that makes it extremely difficult to, work with.
Howdy, mister.
Seems to me you're a fine leather slapper, mister. Come to the right place. I hear there's a pack rat who's been yamping all over Thieves' Landing.
So basically what that means is the most lucrative thing for us to do would be to hunt.
Thanks a lot.
In all reality. Like, if I wanted to make a lot of money, what I could have done off stream, I didn't feel like doing this, obviously. What I could have done off stream, though, was basically slaughter the entire populace of the animal wildlife in Red Dead Redemption. Or at least attempt. Now, what are we doing today? I know we've got to get beavers, dude. Eva in peril. Well, first things first. Let's go up here to this waypoint, get ourselves some beaver. Alright. We need 5 of them. And then we need to get ourselves some red sage, so I might have to look up where the red sage is at. Like I said, I want to do at least the side mission too. I know it's not the true main focus on the mission, but I think we're a couple of main missions away from finishing stuff. Because we climbed that mountain after we invade the fort. I don't remember how we get into the fort, though. If it's another Nigel West Dickens trick to bring it. I don't think that works, or something.
Whoa there. Come.
It's funny how they go evening, Mr. Marston. I never noticed that on my first playthrough, or I don't remember it from my first playthrough back when the game first came out. Everybody remembering him, like, hey, howdy, Mr. Marston, after you get enough fame. And honestly, if you're that famous, be known, and because we're good at high honor, we'd be known as a good guy, right? A helpful individual. So I would think that they wouldn't, like, some of the things add up. Like, they add up, for sure, don't get me wrong. But I'm just still bitter about the end. Like, just let the man have his, like, rest, What the hell was that I needed to do? Challenges? I know I said I wasn't going to focus on challenges, but... Oh, we need to kill more deer. Whoops.
Slow it up now. Bullseye. Come on.
So I played a little bit of Call of the Wild the Angler on stream yesterday after we got done with Red Dead Redemption, and I bring this up because it's got a lot of interesting mechanics, and the fighting mechanics for the fish is actually pretty nice. Like, it feels good. Right? It feels like it'll be a pretty fun fishing game. For me, I want, like, a Cabela's Outdoor Adventure type game. You know what I mean? One where we can do either or. We can go out hunting and fish as well at the same time. Right? Basically, Red Dead Redemption 2 style of going out to hunt and stuff like that is pretty damn good. Honestly, I've said it once, I'll say it again. The perfect game for like farm sim for me. Well, I thought it would be up here. There would be beaver, but
Come on, easy up now.
I'd have to actually look up where they're at. Don't think they would be over here. You know what? I thought about it. I honestly thought about it for a second there. That's when I paused before clicking to the G. And I'm like, we could do it. And then I debated how long it would take to do. And this should go to show you, while I do enjoy this game, I don't nearly enjoy it as much as I enjoyed 2, for one thing. Or another. I've already seen some of the more interesting storylines that I could do. And I'll be honest, that side story, like, they're not really that interesting. Like, some of the side stories have been interesting, don't get me wrong. But, like, gonna go to Eva in peril and she's gonna be in some shit, right? I'll do one more G mission, and if I feel like it at that point, I'll do the side mission. We're just gonna... till we do a good portion of... Mind you, I know for a fact, at this point, I didn't do this last time on my first playthrough. But I know you can go back later and talk to people or do some interaction, kind of like how we did with Red Dead Redemption 2 after Arthur. Which, I'll tell you what, Red Dead Redemption 2, John, doesn't 100%, like, I get how we could get to this point,
Well, sir, I need your help.
but I don't like
live in the trading post and
how we got to
the
this point.
wagon's missing. Won't you find the wagon, mister? I'm an honest woman, and I'd reward you if you find it, sir.
All right, I'll
I love
help
how
you.
I said I wasn't gonna do this kind of shit, and here I am doing this kind of shit.
Let's go.
Was coming from the south. We're looking for vulture.
Easy.
This is definitely not the road the wagon would go down. I'm thinking about a wagon. I'm not thinking right, wagon's gonna follow the main road, I would imagine. Oh, I see birds. Hello, Marston.
Faster.
Rude. I will say I'm very excited to... Oh, please. Thank you. They were like not wanting to go backward. Anyways, I do look forward to seeing what a speedrun of this game is going to look like. Heck, a 100% speedrun of this game isn't even as long as a relatively glitchless run of Red Dead Redemption 2, you know? The current world record for Red Dead Redemption 2 speedrun is 12.5 hours. That's insane. That is an insane speedrun to me. $57. That covers our trip back down to Mexico, because if you think I'm going to ride down there, you got another thing coming. Why is that marked? Just making sure. Trying to think about what the next mission could possibly be, and I don't really remember there being that many more missions. You don't have that many more individuals you can really interact with. I don't remember ever acting. I don't remember working with Seth again. We might work with Nigel again. I remember chasing Dutch up the fucking cliff. I said, oh, we're gonna be climbing up this a couple times. I remember chasing Dutch up that. Hindsight's a hell of a thing, I will say, for one thing, but I also have to say, for someone who, like, you're telling the government agent who has your family that you would rather shoot him over Dutch, who has been gathering whoever he can and going through a tear through wherever he can, murdering people at every inch. Also, I have a lot of problems with how Dutch shot us when we were using binoculars. I have a problem with that. That's supposed to show Dutch is that skilled with the weapon that he shot the... Like, listen. In reality, that would have killed John. Or it should have killed John. He hit the binoculars and it bounced off like that. The force of it would probably break your nose at least because of it slamming into the fucking binoculars that are resting up against you. Fuck you up, man.
What do you want, Marston? My family. I've done
No,
what
you
asked.
haven't.
No, you haven't. This is the land of opportunity, and I gave you the opportunity to save your family, and you failed. How could I possibly reward you?
Marston, you're a public menace. We should have had you killed.
I wish you had. But since you didn't, where's my family?
Where's Dutch?
Spare me the noble savage fall on the sword tripe, will you, old boy? It's nauseating. You don't wish to be dead. You're an insignificant creature desperately clinging on to life like the rest of the scum in this town. Yeah, I know, it's tough. You like Dutch. He's a charming fellow.
I don't get
He
how.
makes sense.
No, he doesn't.
He's like one of those nature writers from back east. Only he takes things...
This is actually making me
a
hate
little
John.
step too far. Rather than just loving the flowers and the animals and the harmony between man and beast, he shoots people in the head for money and disagreeing with them.
He's a goddamn killer.
Now, I'm not.
This spits in the face of everything about Arthur. That's why this doesn't make sense. That's why this bothers me so much, because it doesn't make sense.
Shooting a man in the head because he doesn't like the flower is a leap too far. So, I know.
Yeah, they're assholes,
Easy.
but they're not the bad guys in this situation.
Me and Archer, we're the bad guys. We enforce the rules.
I love how I just said that and then
While
he
the
says
rules
that.
may not be
They're the bad guys in the game,
they're really not.
and they are assholes.
Exactly. What's the alternative?
See, I'll tell you what the alternative is. It's not complicated. It's about one man and his gun versus another man. Sure, civilization may be dull, but the alternative, Mr. Marston, is hell.
And the way you enforce this civilization, this freedom for men to like or not like flowers, or whatever in God's name you were just talking about. is to kidnap a man's wife and son?
Not just a man's.
Well, I know there's contradictions. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah,
But your wife
as I
ain't
said,
as
I'm not
innocent
gonna-
as you're making it seem, for one thing.
Now,
Your boy's not gonna be
after
innocent
the debacle
because
with
of
the
how you
army
all
and the
are,
bank,
for another.
we have to put Mr. Vanderlyn to rest ourselves. Will you help us?
Do I have any choice?
Now that you mention it, no.
Then what was that pretty speech in aid of?
I don't rightly know, but it sure felt good.
That
saying it.
speech was in a.
Shall we, Mr.
Honestly,
Marston?
it was to have someone like me look at it a different way. Fucking 10 years after I played the game, well, more than 10. When the fuck did this come out? Eh, whatever. Point being, it is extremely aggravating how dumb and how much of it, like, this is why I hate direct prequels as well. Because everything that's happening right now doesn't necessarily make sense compared to what should
Now keep your finger off that trigger
be
until
happening.
we get out of Blackwater.
Go quick. Take a look at this thing.
And then another thing, John making the comments he's making aren't helping future thoughts, you know what I mean? Like, no wonder why what happens.
Iron Dragon. That's the devil's work if I ever saw.
You have no fucking idea what comes in the
The
future.
Army's been building them in secret.
Oh my god. What kind of automobile is that?
This killing machine of yours seems to be turning a few heads.
Our armed forces have no equal. We have made incredible progress the past few
And you'll make
years.
incredible more.
Is that what you
This
call it?
isn't much more than a simple prototype. You should see what they're working on in Virginia. Soon there will be no war we can't win.
Sure.
The Army has made camp a little way outside town. They put word out a large
Amazing how
cache of
confident you
ammunition
can
and
be
food
when
was
you're the one
Vanderlyn's gang needs constant supplies,
in the know
so that should be
about
enough to
what
draw
you
in.
have, but you have
stolen.
not
No
a
mistakes
clue
this time.
about what anyone else has.
You hear me, Marston?
I thought you were talking to Fordham.
Good enough sniper could take them both out. Honestly, the right angle, they're both dead. Because here's the thing. Even, like, hit through the viewing window.
What's the word, Captain?
We spotted one of Dutch's men about an hour ago. I think he took the bait.
Let's get in position then. Have your men ready to run them down if you have to.
Dismiss! Load weapons and get to the sandbag! Move!
It makes sense why the army's up here after
You
Dutch.
ready to finish this?
It
Mr.
really is, it
Marston?
does.
I guess so.
I guess I too am ready to finish this stuff because I like I said, I didn't think there were many more missions after this to get to
Fingers
Dutch.
on the triggers, boys. There they are! Open fire!
Keep it coming, fellas!
Oh, also new machine gun.
Me.
I remember this. Because this was to show you, like, it's a more accurate weapon that shoots way faster.
Hold him off!
That dude's just standing there, waiting for his turn to die. Don't know how they could have that much dynamite.
Take him down!
There are actually this one.
Too close!
There's a lot here. Also, I absolutely love how they're not coming from any other angle than the
We should have done
right in
this a
front
long
of us.
time ago!
Come on!
They keep charging forward. Yeah, I will. They're literally going into a meat grinder right now.
Where are they coming from? They're like rats!
Well, they at least are throwing explosives to try and take us out.
Look, they're running! Move out! Don't let them get away!
The range doesn't seem to be that far.
Christ! This thing's a lot bumpier off the road!
It's gonna be a mess if we have to follow them into the woods.
I mean,
Can't you hold this thing steady for them?
I'm trying my best, sir!
it's not really that, like, steady. Really, it's not that bad.
Gun them down!
Don't let them get too close!
Who wants me now?
He's on fire. How did he live? I disagree wholeheartedly with that.
Kill those bastards!
The angle is not that, like, there's a little bit of a different angle. Like, if you come here, it's gonna shoot the damn cabin. I saw you crouching through the grass because the grass didn't spawn in. This is actually a pretty neat mission, I will say. There's not a mission like this in Red Dead Redemption 2, as far as I recall. Like, there's no side mission where you go around on a wagon. So that's pretty neat.
It's coming straight out our cavalry.
No, it isn't. I will say, it is kind of hilarious to experience something like this, remember it fondly, and then realize, like, because I know I talked in the past about when I played Enlisted, setting up, being able to set up their own turrets and stuff like that, and very rarely do you actually get to set them up for an extensive period of time. They're fucked up.
Well, Mr. Marston, it seems like your mentor Dutch no longer looks quite so kindly to his student.
That man is insane.
So it seems.
I think we need to get him before sundown.
As you say, Captain. Otherwise, he'll be gone again.
And what if I say no?
Gone.
Now, before I shoot you myself, let me just point out the obvious.
This is so dumb.
The one person we have left that can appeal to Mr. Vanderlyn is the last person we know who knows him. Your wife.
That won't be necessary. Mr. Ross, Captain, let's go.
Like, I really dislike John's character because of this game now. Like, how fucking
Mount up, men.
dumb.
Let's move out.
How dumb is that? Really? Like, he's not that fucking stupid.
Go.
They made this dude dumber than... I don't even know. This is annoying, though, that I can't go any faster. Oh.
Come on.
I can't believe Vanderlyn has built himself a fortress in the mountains.
He's crazy, but he certainly ain't stupid.
You've already seen that place, right? McDougal told me you went up there with that Indian chap.
I seen it all right. We'll be lucky to last 5 minutes with this many men.
Governor Johns is going to be very pleased.
Why is that?
Johns? What's he got to do with any of this?
Let's just say he has a vested interest in cleaning the filth out of this region. I don't think our old friend Dutch realizes what a great favor he has done us, inciting all this hate among the natives.
Like you needed an excuse.
I also love how Dutch is one of the reasons
See, this is
why.
what happens when you fraternize with savages.
Yeah.
How could you ever follow a man like that?
How
Fuck
could
off.
you ever follow a man like Ross?
Vanderland is a psychopath, a murderer, and a rapist.
Ross don't seem too different. Dutch was a good man once. A far better man than you.
So what made him this way?
I don't know. Bastards like you. Seeing that things never change.
Jesus Christ, John.
I hope you're ready to finish this mess.
Anything to get you sons of bitches off my back.
There's always somebody watching, Mr. Marston. I thought you'd have gleaned that much by now.
Yeah, I know,
You think
right?
You're so clever, don't you?
No, it's you who thought you were clever. You thought you could just walk away from your old life. Make no mistake, we have been watching.
I know exactly
Don't
when they've
speak
been
to me.
watching.
You're
since.
really an ungrateful slug, Marston. Instead of punishing you for your crimes, we are giving you a chance to kill the men who betrayed you.
You didn't have to punish my wife, too.
Oh, please. She's hardly innocent.
Don't you talk about her like that.
Shut
Oh,
up.
I would never talk ill of dear Abby. Do you call her Abby or Abigail? I prefer Abby. No, I like the woman. A little rough for my taste, but very pleasant.
I can't wait to put a bullet in your head.
Like that shit.
All we need now is Father Christmas.
Like
When
you're
will this
talking to
be
people
over?
that are holding
It's
your family like this, you
dragging it
idiot.
out, not us. We sent you to Fort Mercer with the simple task of killing Bill Williamson. Next thing you know, you're running all over Mexico like a headless chicken.
Yeah.
And now it's Dutch.
He's the last one of your merry band, is he not? Then you can go back to your farm, or what's left of it. If need be, you can always send your wife back out to work. I hear she works hard.
Go to hell.
It's funny because
This old gang of yours just won't die easily, will it? I wonder how many deaths you are all responsible for. How much money
Yeah.
you took from pockets of hard-working citizens.
We did more for the people with the money we
No, you
took than
didn't.
the damn government ever did.
no, you didn't.
Good God! This flawed philosophy yours again. If you wish to argue the finer points of ethics, I suggest you learn to read first.
And I suggest you learn how to shoot people in the front, not the back.
Like you did anything different, John? In all honesty, you break it down. Gangs like Dutch's gangs were exactly the Dutch's gang was not what he said it was. Got them to believe that it was. They think it was robbing the rich to pay the poor, and they were robbing the poor just as much to pay themselves. Because they were sitting on $17,000. And then that asshat Micah turned them on to the ferry job. Which, the ferry job wasn't, they were just, things were building up to a head. They were coming to a head and people were getting tired of it, so they were going to set things up in such a way to where, so fucking slow. They were going to set things up in such a way to where they, I don't know, it just, the more I play this one, the more aggravated, it makes me. Because John's character, then again, at the end of Red Dead Redemption 2, John's character is pretty much exactly the same. He only changes after, Abigail and Jack leave. And then he gets wrapped up into this and basically tries to get himself killed against Bill in the beginning of this game. Gets saved. And you know what's really funny? Don definitely could have dealt with this in a bit more of a streamlined way. Should have made sure where Bill Williamson was before you attacked them. Because you've been riding all over town setting stuff up. Of course he's gonna catch wind of that. He had enough connection to get to Mexico way before you showed up on his doorstep to attack him. Can I just skip this? Wait. Damn it. Like, see, it slows me down, and it slows everybody else down, too, till I go in the back. This is... I can't wait to see how the speedrunners deal with this shit. I could probably fucking get there faster on foot. I can kinda... If I wiggle, I can kinda, like, run past them a little bit. It's if my horse is facing away from them.
Dutch? Yep, that's what they keep telling me. But if you feel like doing it, please be my guest.
This is suicide, if you ask me. My scouts have seen that fort of his. I wanted to wait for more men, but them city boys back there weren't having none of it.
And you answer to them?
Unfortunately, it seems that now we do.
Well, you're part of the city boys that wanted it. Because you said, let's go.
Blow that gate open. Move, soldier.
Go! Get down!
I love how the army dude did not move at all because he understood the size of the... You know how many times he's blown shit up? Oh boy. Ow. Oh god, I remember this now. The music's pretty hype though.
Come on, push them back! This is getting intense!
Amazing what one person with plot armor could accomplish, you know? Music, actually awesome.
You can still run away!
Oh, they can't.
Move up the line. This is the United States Army. That's it. Reinforcements, get ready.
What is funny is none of them would have been able to do this without me.
Send out some men!
Damn you. Let's go, man. Move into the village.
But it makes sense why what happens because of what John's been saying and the way he's been acting. He's not been cooperating at all.
You fucked it, sick. You damn bastard!
don't know if they keep spawning. Hold on.
Coming to get you now, dead man.
The Gatling gun to eliminate. That might be why it was, seems like they kept spawning in. Please. Oh, here we go. Here's permanent Deadeye for you. I think it's hindering me, though. Like, look at that. That was the closest we've come to actually dying in combat, I think. Every other death we've had has been like a meh death. Me not paying attention or anything like that. I don't think I've actually died in combat once. I kind of miss that hype music. Game is running so slowly right now. Got the final. We're at the final stretch, Red Dead. You can do it. Like even the cutscenes now are running a little bit jittery.
The rest will stay here and take care of the wounded. They'll plant charges at the gate. You and I'll provide the cover fire. This is it, man. Let's get that gate down. Get ready to hold off their fire, Marston. Up top! Cover them! You have not long for this first, friend. Come on! Last chance to surrender!
Why you want to die?
Stop right there or blow your brains out!
So,
Son of a bitch! Take cover, men! Fire in the hole!
You tend to your wounded. I gotta face Dutch alone. Looks like it's me and you, John.
oh, boss battle.
Should have stayed at home. I suggest you follow me. Working for the government, John. All I thought. I'm ashamed. I don't have a choice. There's always a choice. You're just too blind to see. They got my family. Your family? Abigail was any man's wife, John. And Jack, she's another horse. Just like you. Son of a bitch. God damn it.
Like,
You'll never take me alive, John.
that's not what we want. Well, that's not what I want to do. Gotta go the opposite side. Scripted chase sequence now.
It's over, John. I ain't leaving here without you.
Because yeah, here's the thing. Oh man. Oh man. Wait a minute. Hey!
Just like me, John.
Greetings, good day, insane bachelor. How are you doing today?
Change who you are. I ain't
Times
like
fly
you.
when you high. Yeah, it does have a tendency to fly when you high. You'll sit down to play a game in a couple of hours, like I feel like 10 minutes have passed, and you're like, oh shit, it's 6 in the morning. What the fuck? But But yeah, how are you doing today? Appreciate you remaining guardian of the kingdom for these last 15 months. Crazy. Crazy. 15 months. Abnormal Ape. I remember we got that name in XCOM. I'm trying to remember, what was the game? Hey, Miss Twinkletits. Greetings and good day. How are you doing today?
You can't erase the past, John. Killing me, it won't make it go away.
You
That's
enjoying the
where you're
show?
wrong.
That's what I'm assuming the popcorn stands for. That earlier area, it reminded me of the ending area of Red Dead Redemption 2 a bit. I played this game before, just so you know. It's been a long time, though. I remember this whole sequence, though.
Hello again, John.
Yeah, it is
Hello,
good.
Dutch.
It is good.
We gotta stop meeting like this.
Sure.
I got a plan, John.
Oh, God.
You always got a plan, Dutch.
This is a good one.
I don't doubt it.
We can't always fight nature, John. We can't fight change. Can't fight gravity. We can't fight nothing. My whole life, all I ever did was fight.
Then give up, Dutch.
But I can't give up, neither. I can't fight my own nature. That's a paradox, John. You see?
Then I have to shoot you.
When I'm gone, they'll just find another monster. They have to. Because they have to justify their wages.
That's their business.
Here's the problem. It's not like you're not a monster. You know? You are a monster, Dutch.
Our time has passed, John.
Your time was passed 12 years ago. You know why that's so good? Because it's the ragdoll. The ragdoll looks how exactly the game's
So
ragdoll
at the
looks.
end, you didn't have the guts to shoot him.
The man's dead, Ross.
Sure. Can I see your gun?
Oh, God.
Oh, trust me. It looks better in the report that way.
Where's my family?
Your wife was killed in a prison riot last week. So, I'm only joking, dear boy. They were sent back to that Scrabble ranch of yours
I'm
in
good.
Winter's Hope.
Even if I weren't a
Quite
beginner,
safe.
I'm good.
They better be.
Thank you, Mr. Marston, for everything. I know this wasn't easy for you, but I have to say, you've done your country proud.
Yeah, exactly. See you around, John. Try to stay out of trouble. Come on, Archer. Let's go find somebody else we can annoy.
The whole way through this, working with them, he's been a dickhead about shit, you know? You know what's funny? I'm actually not gonna have, oh wow, the music again. I'm actually not gonna have high honor. I mean, the max fame. When I know for my first playthrough I did because I pretty much 100% everything. Oh, this is probably gonna get muted for sure in the VOD.
And I know the only compass that I need, oh, is the one that leads back to you.
If there's one thing that I can't deny, how good the music has been in all these games. Oh God. Well, hopefully, you'll get lucky. What am I doing?
It leads back to you.
I will say, Red Dead Redemption 2 definitely, like, the music hits good, but, yeah, this is a game I probably might not end up playing again, but I definitely can see myself playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again. I mean, maybe in another 10 years from now I could do another playthrough of this game. By then it should be able to run smooth as butter on an emulator, because, you know, technology will be at the point probably to where it could run the PS4 on P. I mean, you can pretty much already do that anyways, because all the games are from PS4, and so on and so forth. The Outlaws return.
Abigail! Jack! Anyone here?
House definitely looks a lot better.
Anyone home? Oh, darling. I never thought I'd see this day again.
You no good hillbilly piece of shit! I thought you was dead! I thought you was dead, John, huh? Where you been? Where you been?
You know where I've been, darling. You know.
You saw Dutch, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw him.
And Bill?
Yeah, I saw him too.
And you didn't go back to him?
I left that life. Just as you left yours. How'd they treat you?
Oh, I can take care of myself, John. One guard got funny on me one time, but I wasn't so ladylike and he didn't try it again. Nor no one else.
How's the boy?
Oh, like you. And like me. Well, he's like a kid growing up without a father.
That ain't fair.
It's the
What is
truth.
fair?
Well, some trees flourish, others die. Some cattle grow strong, others are taken by wolves. Some men are born rich enough and dumb enough to enjoy their lives. Ain't nothing fair, you know that.
We tried to change. I mean, ain't that what you're supposed to do?
We did change.
Oh, dang.
It's over now.
Because you didn't change, John. That's the thing. You've shown that you didn't change.
Jack! Jack, come here, boy.
Hello, sir.
Come here. How you been?
Coyotes ate all the chickens and poachers took the cattle. I tried, Father. I tried.
I know you did, son. I know.
And don't you go blaming me, boy. Don't you go blaming
Shut
me.
up, Uncle.
I ain't blaming no one, old man, but since you're still alive, there's 4 mouths to feed. And no cattle.
That's a nice way to greet somebody. Why don't I get the warm and tender embrace?
Consider the fact I ain't put a bullet in your embrace, old man. You were supposed to look after the place.
I did. Well, I did my best.
Well, we know
Thing
how his
there
best
was
is.
Too many of them.
Uncle looks worse in this one,
I
too.
thought you was dead. I wasn't drinking.
Hold
Looks
your
like it.
excuses until you figured out which one to use. Jack, go get your bags packed, boy. We got work to do. We leave in the morning. Go on.
Yes, sir.
This is where we go
Where
to
are you
pick up the
going?
cattle.
Well, it's getting kind of dark now, but in the morning we've got to go get ourselves some more cattle. I've got friends at McFarland's ranch. It's over in Hennigan's Stead who can sell us some. Now, Abigail, I hope you learn to cook.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Didn't I say? Rather than some prison, They actually kept me incarcerated in a cooking school for young ladies.
Really? They were telling him all this shit. This is what I love. They were telling him the PS3 application has likely crashed. You can close it. He got lumbago. Exactly. He's got lumbago. That's kind of annoying. Ignore the no track playing. I gotta reset this up. Hold on. This is the first crash we've had since change those settings. So hopefully we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go. That'll literally just be we go to the cutscene. Oh, wrong one. No. Thank you. And one final alt tab to get this open. And all right. Yeah, for me, I will have a tendency to stay away from anything harder than hot or anything like that for a multitude of reasons. One is not myself, of course, but personally experiencing somebody who either took a bad hit of acid or overdosed on acid or whatever, and they never recovered mentally from it. That's one of those things that'll keep me away from stuff like that forever and always. Now, mind you, we did have some issues with Metal Gear Solid 4 where we couldn't play the ending cutscene. But that wasn't the ending cutscene. Hopefully, we'll be able to skip that cutscene. It was really going to just wrap up there, I think. Maybe we'll skip a little bit more and lose information, but we've already had cutscenes skip ahead and we lost information, like in Mexico, where for whatever reason lost the and missed out on Luisa sacrificing herself to save the revolutionary guy. At least I think that's what happened. The game crashed before it loaded, like before it got to the point to where it was going to do an autosave. So at most, like I said, you'd have to go to head home to see your family. You just got to do that again. Luckily, we got through the whole cutscene. It might do it again. And if it does, and we can't figure it out relatively quickly, I'm not gonna fuck around. So hopefully it'll play right.
Let's go. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Whoa there.
We'll be skipping this like I said. Now we got our rancher clothing. Oh yeah, let's go. I'm glad it went through. I was worried it wouldn't, and it was stuck there for whatever reason.
How do you do?
All right, we should get moving. Come on.
Oh god, this is a whole thing, isn't it? For some reason, I remember this mission being so fucking long and annoying. I could be wrong. Could
How you feeling,
take
Jack?
a train or something?
I'm feeling fine, sir.
We got a decent ride ahead of us.
Yes, we do.
I've never been to Hennigan's Stead. How do you know these ranchers?
I met them while I was away. The McFarlands are good people. We need folks we can trust right now.
Met them how?
I was sick and they looked after me.
Sick how?
You sure got a lot of questions.
Careful!
Okay, that was you, Jack.
I don't often get a chance to ask them. Was it a gentleman's complaint? What do they call it? The morning drip?
Good God, boy, no! Where do you learn these things?
Uncle told me about it.
Well, he'd know, the dirty old fool. No, I just got weak for a while. Acted foolishly, got in trouble. Guess I was a little out of practice.
Oh, I get it. They're trying to say that, yeah, because that's true, like, Peak John. Peak John's
Bob.
actually, like, right now.
What?
Where were you all that time? Where'd you go?
What'd your mother tell you?
She said it was some kind of important government business.
That's about right. Some people thought I owed them some favor.
Why did they take us away?
They thought it wasn't safe for you here by yourself. Those men harm you?
No, they're okay. Some of them even told me stories. I think I'd like to be a government man one day. Or a politician.
I'd rather you chose an honest profession.
I mean, it's more honest.
Like you mean?
Yeah.
I know I ain't been the best father, Jack. I made some bad choices. But all that life, it's over now.
You know what's hilarious? Had things turned out slightly differently, that would be an interesting tale to tell.
Paul, was it something to do with Mr. Dutch and Bill? Why you went away?
Who told you that?
I kept hearing people say their names. That's all.
Yeah, I caught up with Bill and Dutch. We had some old business needed settling.
Where are they now?
They're gone, son. We won't be seeing them again.
They were angry at you, weren't they? That's why we had to leave.
They was just good men who turned bad. I'll explain it to you one day.
And what does that make you?
I guess I'm a bad man who tried to be a good father. I don't know. Every man has a right
At least he's
to
honest
change,
about that.
a chance of forgiveness. Ain't that what the good book says?
You've never read me the good book, sir.
Well, I imagine that's what it says.
But you haven't changed. That's my problem with this. They're telling this tale of redemption, and
So, you ready to learn about herding cattle?
it's not.
I've never seen you hurt anything, Paul. Apart from the odd pack of drunks.
The McFarlands were good to me.
I also
And I helped
dislike
them out
this
in
because they're
return.
making it, again, this is a little bit of a thing, because it's been a couple of years
Wait till you see
where
that ranch.
Don's been acting
Well,
as a
ours will be
farmer,
one day.
a rancher.
I read in the
Right.
newspaper that ranching's dead. Soon it'll just be factories and businesses around here.
Not really
You
wrong.
shouldn't believe everything you read.
And
was
soon
thinking,
is a little bit
Maybe
farther
I
off.
might be a businessman.
I thought you wanted to be a
A
writer.
writer, a
Well, I could be
businessman.
both. A rich industrialist who writes novels about the Old West on the side.
You can be whatever you want, son, but for now, let's concentrate on getting some food on the table. Unless you're planning on striking literary gold in the next day or two, that is.
I mean, it'd be a hell of a tale, you know? Start getting stories out of your old man.
No more talking now, boy. We need to save our energy for that herd.
Well, at least we're right around the corner. God, it feels like the game's running so slow right now.
There's the ranch. Come on, let's see if we can find Mr. McFarland.
Hey!
John Marston. Now, there's a
see you again. Some of our public servants in Blackwater sent you back on another homicidal errand to protect and save us from Lord only knows what.
Thankfully not, sir. I was hoping you might still be able to sell me some cattle.
My boy, it would be a pleasure. Bonnie's out in the crowd now. She'll be more than happy to help you.
Take care now, Mr. McFarland. Good luck. Here! All right, Jack. You're gonna have an important job.
Good Lord, do my eyes deceive me? A devil walks among us.
I said I'd be back when this was all over, Miss McFarland. After the barn fire, you remember?
Of course I remember. I just didn't believe a word of it. So, you've come for some cattle?
Yeah, I'm finally starting up my farm again. Or trying to, at least.
You'll be fine. You've been taught well. Come on,
Yeah,
then.
I don't like how they're kind of making it like this was how he learned how to be a rancher when we know that's not the case at all.
Get in!
Yeah.
This mission's either more annoying than I remember it being, or it's fine. I remember this is... It might... It's gonna be annoying, isn't it?
Jack! Keep them headed towards the river! Move it up! Yeah.
I'll give you a hand to get them moving.
Come on, let's go! Let's go!
Good luck, John! Come back and see us sometime.
We'll have to.
What happened? Last I heard you were headed for some exotic escapade in Mexico.
It's a long story. Too long to tell without a drink in my hand.
Back to the riddles, I see. And Mr. Williamson?
Stay together.
Get an answer about Williamson?
So, is this your boy?
Nope.
Yeah. Say hello to Miss McFarland, Jack. Hello. Ah, the arrogance of youth. He gets a little fur on his lip and he thinks he knows best all of a sudden.
Must take after his father.
Move! Come on!
Well, I kind of get why he's the way that he is.
She's well, I think.
You know?
We haven't had much time to talk yet.
Where are you going? Don't leave the herd.
Well, you're the one who's leaving the herd, boy.
Whoa there.
Ah, look at this.
Come on, easy up now. Come on, come on, come on!
Paying for 15 heads. You want to bring home 14 heads while we pay for 15? Come on.
How's the ranch?
We're surviving, but it hasn't gotten any. Looks like you got him under control. I best get back to Pa.
Nice to see you again, Miss McFarland. And thanks for
Call me
everything.
Bonnie, you dolt.
All right, Jack. Let's get him through the river. Head him off after we cross the river.
Sure thing, Pa.
And keep an eye out for strays.
Yeah, game's moving so slow.
Let's go.
But yeah, I talked about this earlier on. I remember this mission. I remember bringing this mission up about herding cattle.
You're doing a good job, son. Just lead them straight up the hill towards home.
Will do, Pa.
I don't know if there's one more after this or
Easy.
not.
No stopping. Let's go.
Why do I have 14 out of 15? How did I lose one? What the fuck happened?
Go.
I saw 15 of 15. It went down to 14 out of 15. I'm like, you know what happened? You know what happened? They got separated a little bit. The one in the back despawned. Because we got to that checkpoint, and it, like, took away the herd for a moment. So we despawned one of our own cattle. I'm annoyed about that. That's 15 out of 15, regardless of what the game gives us, tells us. That's 15 out of 15. A game glitch fucked us over on that one. Because that was like a millisecond before it went to 15 to 15. And because we made it before the cattle did, it got rid of the piece of cattle. Piece of cattle, piece of cattle.
Slow down. Get a move on.
Already cutting into our damn
Slow down.
private.
Like
oh, fuck off.
Stay back, son. I'll hold him off. You want to stop doing that? Come on now. I think that's all of them. Jack, wait there. I'm coming. You all
A bit
right?
of murder?
You're not hurt, are you?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I wasn't scared, honest.
Sorry you had to see that, son. Those men won't be stealing from anybody else. Jack, head left up the road towards home.
I know where I'm going, Paul.
Well, he's trying to get you to move. Yeah, just ride past the bodies, trust me. If you want to be a rancher, you either have to fucking get ready to do that kind of shit. That's why the rustlers got the cattle. Which is understandable. He's a bit too young, I think, to be, you know, being out and about and taking on cattle rustlers. Give him a few years, and, you know, some more abandonment issues, as well as some betrayal issues, and a couple of other things, and he'll be, you know, the perfect criminal.
Slow it up now. Let's go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's move here, my four-legged friends.
Come on. We're almost there. I think there might be 2 more missions. Looks like there's 2 ranching missions.
Move.
But I'm not 100% positive.
Come on.
On. Don't want 13 and 15. Bad enough we got 14 and 15 because of a stupid fucking game glitch.
Yeah.
Then again, it also makes sense that he couldn't do anything because he could probably only leave at certain times to come down here to check up on the farm. And when nobody's there, are we kidding?
Slow up. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Hey.
This I remember. I remember them getting stuck for whatever reason.
All right. Now lead them into the pen. Keep it moving. Move. Let's go. Come on.
Oh man.
Whoa there. Easy. Nice work, son.
We made it.
Did real good out there. Go on. Hit your horse and wait for me by the stable. That's a fine herd we got ourselves.
So we're ranchers now?
You've been ranchers
Good job,
before.
son. Nice shooting.
He didn't shoot. I guess he was. I guess he was supposed to also shoot as well. I don't know. I took him out pretty quickly. Cows herd plus 14. $100. How do we make money for that? Oh, there's more missions than I thought. 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Oh, we can do Abigail's mission. Glad I underestimated how many missions there were to do. Because there's probably 3 for both.
What you cooking?
Same thing I've been cooking the past 15 years with the hope of poisoning you.
Ain't working so well.
Not yet.
Be honest, though. Tastes bad enough to kill a man.
I never was much of a cook, but I did try to be a good wife.
And you have been.
Given what we was and what we came from, I think we've gone and done okay. I look at Jack. I look at him and I think we've been blessed. Maybe he can be something more.
He's a good kid. He can be whatever he wants to be. He ain't gonna be no frontier gunslinger killing and running no gang, though. That way's over. Railroads and government and motor cars and everything gone and done away with all that.
And he ain't gonna marry no orphaned working girl running with a bunch of hucksters, neither.
If he meets one like you, I hope he'll marry her.
Stop. For an illiterate gunslinger, you sure know how to make a girl blush. God damn crows! John! You have got to go deal with them. They've broken into the silo again and are eating all the corn out from it.
Of course, my angel.
Wait, get out of there.
All right.
For something that's so bad, you're fucking having your way eating it, man. Trying to get multiple kills here. Like that. Maybe it'll be better actually, like... Oh, pump action might actually be. Kind of annoyed there. Okay, that knocks him off. He'll be back again.
Finally. Now about that stew.
Alright, I gotta step away here for a moment. I'm gonna do a little save thing to open up the next mission. And then I'm going to return.
How are you?
How are you?
Hello.
Family member's not here right now. Well, that's a little bit of a lie. There was something like it in Red Dead Redemption 2, but there's really not a need to do that in Red Dead Redemption 2. The story that it was, you know? Or what it was trying to portray, right? Because there was no need, like, there were no crows that needed to break into a silo for us to take out. Because the story that it told in Red Dead Redemption 2 was just the start of, you know, that. I think I'm gonna get a thing of warm tea. I'm gonna run 3 minutes of our return. We're gonna continue diving on into a Red Dead Redemption. Back momentarily. Fishing's never irrelevant. How dare you? How dare you say fishing's irrelevant? That word All right. Oh, no, inappropriate comments are not what you're making. Of course, I know you're kidding, but I still have words. Because how can you say that the fishing's irrelevant when there are like 3 or 4 main story missions that occur? I'm gonna do this safe thing a couple times to pass time. But yeah, there's actually the first when they introduce fishing, right? They introduce fishing and they have a moment where you're taking back to actually go do the mission. Really, am I gonna have to step away and then come back or some shit? What the fuck? 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. and another 5 a.m. 6. What time is it right now? One more rest should do it for us. What's funny is early on, that mission where the individual, we could help them by giving them medicine, the person that's stuck out in the woods, we could have brought them here.
Hello, mister.
Howdy, Con.
Don't mind me just carrying around a rifle. They should give us access to Jack and Uncle mission. Or not. I might have glitched it out a little bit. Let's get horseback and leave and then come back because oh. Actually no. I don't know. Hold on. Go to Blackwater to pass time. Vacant property. Go here, that seems closest. Then again, it looks like that mission popped up right away, but whatever.
Let's go.
Maybe if I go to a different spot and then rest, it'll activate the mission. I don't know. Oh, the sleep game? No, it's kind of funny you say that because that's truthfully I know is a lie. Right? I truthfully know that is a lie because one of the more searched things is about whether or not Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna have fishing in it, right? Two individuals in total so far have gone through and done all of the goals. Which, irregardless, even if 2 people didn't go through and do all the goals, that'd be more than appreciated. Every little bit helps. And that's going to add to what we got for the previous one. Purchase for $400. We have $4 to our name right now. But yeah, real talk, a lot more people actually care about fishing than you would imagine.
You need a ride, sir?
I mean, for fuck's sake, they had, like... Hold up. Well, it's not giving me the information I wanted, but I remember at one point, quite a few years back, when Final Fantasy 15 came out, a couple of streamers were actually going around. I don't remember who got the pot or if they had a pot or not, but I remembered that during Final Fantasy 15 there was like the final, like the legendary mission fish or whatever you could catch, and the bet, the pool was whoever caught the biggest one of those would get the money, and streamers would put like $100 in it. So it got up there. I remember that. I don't remember who got the pool or if they even actually did it all, or if nobody put up the money or whatever it was that happened. I don't remember, but I remember that being a thing, right? So you can't really, with a straight face, try and tell me something like that and expect me to be like, yeah, I believe you.
Come on, easy up now.
Are you being sarcastic or legit? It's Warhammer Fantasy with all the grimdark washed off.
What's the book, boy?
Nothing, sir.
What's it about?
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, it's an
Here's the
adventure,
thing.
sir.
If you, it's the faction you
Set
pick,
out in the West,
right? You pick
and
the
it tells
Orcish
this amazing
faction.
story
I
of how
guarantee you,
people
if you
killed the savage
picked
Redskins, and how
the
this man, this brave
Elven
man, punched
faction
the man to kill
or
his
whatever
father.
other faction, it wouldn't have been an orc that was getting you to build the animal sanctuary. It would have been a different
How'd you like to learn to track
faction variant of that, I would imagine.
Really big ones in the
Maybe
valley
I'm
this
wrong.
time of year. We could use the meat.
Maybe it is always that same orc.
Well,
I know you'd rather read your adventures. Trust me, this can be very enjoyable in its own
Did you
way.
pick a different faction or did you pick the Orcish
Suppose maybe
faction?
it's a little less
First of all.
dramatic. So, let's go. Come on. You may get to see me get gored by some massive wild beast. Then you can write a story about that.
Very funny, Paul. I've forgotten how funny you was.
Grab your things.
What's hilarious is, that might be canonical then, because I looked up something for Red Dead Redemption 2, and you know Hamish? That side mission thing? Apparently there are 4 side missions to do with Hamish, and if you do the first 3, but wait to do the last one, that actually has some relevancy. Okay, gotcha. I mean, I guess I can see where you're coming from, me, personally. I look at it when I compare it to other games in comparison to what that game is.
Whatever you say, sir.
Also, we still have the dog. I didn't realize we still had the dog. Anyways,
You sure you're ready for this?
I guess so.
Now the trick to hunting is calm and
this game
patient.
is much better than previous
They
ones
can
of a
move
similar
like an
way.
animal to catch an animal.
Alright?
A rifle helps, doesn't it?
Elk don't stand still, son.
I wouldn't know. This is the first time you've taken me hunting.
There's lots of things I ain't done with you, but I'm gonna try and make up for that. Come on, let's go. You don't seem too excited about this.
What do you want me to say, Paul? Yippee?
Are you sure you're all right? I mean, I know all that business must have been hard on you.
Hey, listen. I ain't gonna
You can't stop me now, old man.
complain. Because in all honesty, I don't really know much about the Warhammer
one time I
fantasy
hunted a bear up
lore.
in tall trees.
Right?
Jack, he's on to something. You never seen
So like
a
I said, I
bigger
get where you're
animal in
coming
all
from,
your
but
life.
I read this story about a girl who was raised by wolves.
I can't be too bothered by very, like,
Sounds like a tall yarn to me.
similar stories to one another like that, or the same story that's been warped ever so slightly to make it better for younger audiences. Right? Because I get it.
We do.
Warhammer's a very fascinating realm to work with, both Warhammer and Warhammer 40k. So,
There you go.
it makes sense that there would be companies out there that would want
Now,
to
when we get
emulate
Hang back and stay quiet.
the feeling
Show you how
of
it's done. Look,
that
see
type of
one.
lore. Right?
I see it.
this one's mine. Stay with me, son.
I get on my horse, what do you
Come
do?
on. I'll show you how to cut the meat.
This seems like it would be something that would be speedrun-esque.
Great, Paul.
Taking your
Just
horse
gotta
to get
wait
up
for
here.
the right shot, not rush it.
That's a big one.
You stink.
I could do audiobooks. Those would be
Hope you were watching. It'll be your
pretty
turn
good.
next. All right, let's see if we can find some more. Come on. Slow down.
I also like the hunting better in Red Dead Redemption 2. So you gotta follow Rufus.
Slow it up now.
It's funny where the lore behind, like, Rufus actually has decent lore behind it of why
You ready to take
Jack's
a shot,
got
Jack?
that dog.
Of course, Paul.
Remember, it's all about timing. Wait for your moment. Don't snatch at
I
it.
know. I saw how you did it.
If you say so. All right. When he finds them, you take the lead.
I will say there's something else you can kind of say, because there's quite a few sequences where in video games the father will take their son hunting in some way, shape, or form for one reason or another, right? Obviously that's a more generalistic theme, or a generalistic trope, or whatever you want to call it, that gets put into different video games. And it is always told from, it can be told from different perspectives. You can tell it from the perspective of the person that's learning, or the person that's teaching, right? And regardless if you're learning or teaching, a lot of the time, like, if you did it right, you could actually have it set up to where the tutorial is involved with the main character teaching someone how to do something.
There they are.
Right?
Jack, come on. Stay calm. Whoa. Easy. Get after him. You saw how I cut the meat, Jack. Now it's your turn.
Hey, come on.
And it goes to the cutscene. Gotta watch what you're doing there.
Hey, watch it.
Nice work, son. You're a quick learner. Now come on. Let's get this meat over to the trading post at Manzanita.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
Fetch a good price.
Warhammer's ridiculous. But, like I said, it's one of those things where I get where you're coming from because your experience with it, but I'll probably end up playing it for a while longer. I've been enjoying the story not just because of the, like, the little element it has. I enjoy it more because of the characters, in all honesty. I don't know how similar some of the characters are to Warhammer characters, but I kind of get where you're coming from, though, now that I look at it that way. Because the orcs are very similar to each other. Right? They're big and kind of dumb. How did Jack's horse die?
Now come on. Let's get this meat over to the trading post at Manzanita.
I unlocked quite a few characters so far, and I think there might be characters that may be inspired by characters from other media as well, now that I think about it.
Come on.
There's nothing wrong with that to me. You know? Having inspired by, at the very least, or a storyline that's heavily influenced by something. As long as the game is decent.
Jack, you wait here.
You'll have situations that crop up like that all the time, right?
Howdy, friend.
I need more red sage. We have a bunch of elk meat, right? Oh, that's nice. It didn't let me have any of the meat.
More new people get
Love
off the
that.
trains. They just keep coming.
Gonna get as much money as possible for stuff because I'm not.
And there we are. Enjoy the journey.
Lots of coyote meat, $5 a pop, so $30 right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh yeah, let's go.
I hope you enjoy a smooth ride.
Grizzly heart, keep the feathers, mule hide will. Anything that's like singular, we'll keep. I think for now.
Well, that's all I got for you this time.
Okay then. Bye. Let me know if you need any.
All done. Let's head home.
Marston?
I mean, it wouldn't be hard for Jack to find out all the things that John's done and been through. Also, what the hell are you horses doing? Right? Because at this point, everybody would know of what he's done. Hell, people know he's gone to Mexico.
There you go.
Jack's horse is gonna probably die again or something like that. It seems like the tail end of this is getting a bit glitchier.
How much did you make?
Never you mind. Enough to keep Rufus out of the stewing pot for a couple of days.
And what about me? What do I get?
You get to eat, son.
But I did have to work.
No, you didn't.
What can I say? I'm another corrupt landowner.
I'll be rich one day, then you'll see.
I sure hope so. And you can look after us when we get old.
What do you mean, get old? You are old.
No.
We ain't old. Uncle's old.
Yeah. Funny, because we can just break those horses and sell
You
them off.
enjoy your first hunting trip?
It was great, Paul.
Herding cows, hunting elk. You're growing up. Proud of you.
I always told you I wanted to help.
That doesn't, again, it doesn't make sense. That's a little bit of an issue.
Oh, Paul,
Because
that
we
was
were
so
helping
much
early
fun.
on.
I can't rightly believe it. Just like in the books.
We'll do it again soon. Now get to your chores.
Yeah, we've done, it is kind of a little bit of a meh. It's been years. Well, John is actually Arthur's age right now. Arthur was in their 30s, like 36-ish around that time or something like that, and John was like 10 years his younger, or something like that, or 6 years his younger, right? So, John at this point's in their 30s. Mid to late.
You're tensing up.
I'm not.
You are. Your back's tense and it's making the rifle jump. You're holding it wrong. Here, let me show you.
I don't need you to show me, Paul.
I guess not.
Don't show me and you'll just run off again or something. It's better I teach myself.
I ain't going nowhere.
Whatever you say, Paul.
Don't be like that.
Sorry.
I don't think they didn't really party like that.
Get out there and scare them off. You want to come with me? Safer with two.
Okay.
Yeah, your own damn fault, John. You keep telling you're not going to do this, you're not going to do that, and then that opportunity is taken out of your hand. And a lot of it is you're fucking bullshit, John. You haven't changed. Fuck, if you had changed, you'd want to have taken out Dutch. I don't get why you didn't want to take out Dutch. This is something that's bothering me. Because it's a lot of a discrepancy between this and
I can shoot.
2.
You know that. Why you gotta treat me like a kid?
You're acting like
That's
one.
what fathers do. I'm just trying to look out for you.
You can't just decide to be a father when it suits you. What about the rest of the time?
Come on, Jack. That ain't exactly fair.
No, it is.
One minute you're telling me to be a man, the next you're telling me I'm just a boy.
It's gonna take a while for things to get back to normal.
Come on, Pa!
Well, no, I'm not saying he's too old to party. I'm just saying that John, I know for a fact, John didn't really, he didn't party like that back in the day. It wasn't like people would have cocaine gum and stuff like that, or morphine that they would inject, or opium. They would smoke and shit like that, but I know for a fact that's not what anyone really did. The only person who really did that as part of the gang was the preacher. The preacher was the only dude who was shooting up morphine, addicted to morphine.
What do you smell, boy?
He did hit John with the morphine once or twice, but that was more because
he's on to something.
Of the pain that John was in just after he got mauled by those wolves.
Don't fall behind.
Hilariously enough,
come on, boy.
we never really get a mission like that in this. You're right. We get missions that are out there and wild, but John never hangs out with anybody. Because in all honesty, John doesn't really have anyone to hang out with him. His family had gotten taken by this new government agency. And the only other people that he was in cahoots with are long gone. Charles is up in Canada, and
whoa there. Look, son, he sniffed him out.
Sadie Adler's South America, possibly. Looking for some freedom fighter to get with. I made the comment about probably her and the other person got together.
Stupid animal.
What are you doing?
Getting wolf
Come
meat.
on, Rufus. Where are the others, boy?
As much as I can.
This'll fetch a good price.
It better not fail me when Rufus gets too far. Because if there's one time where this makes sense to do, it's right here, right now.
Good, Pa.
That ain't all the pack. There's got to be more around here.
What are we doing here? Shouldn't we be going?
This is money.
Much more fun than hunting elk.
It's always more fun killing something you don't like.
Are you gonna mount back up, Pa?
This is dirty.
Yeah, in a moment, we got 2 more wolves to harvest. Because right now, it makes sense for John to do this, because we're again,
Find us a wolf, boy.
part of me is always like,
Come on. Hey, come on.
I hate when things get wasted no matter what, and letting this sit here, it'll get wasted. You know what I mean? In my mind. That and this is probably the most, the best chance we'll get to make good money. And I don't know how the money transfer works in this one. I would imagine that it's a direct transfer,
You can find him, Rufus.
but no big deal. What's funny is this is the most time I've wasted during a mission to collect stuff.
That's it, boy. Come on, easy up now.
What's really funny is
Get after
I
'em, boy.
truly think the best way to make the most money is just by slaughtering countless animals, harvesting them in this game. It's kind of similar in Red Dead Redemption 2, if I'm being honest. Right? If you just go around and... You gotta be careful though, you gotta time it a little bit better than you would have to in Red Dead Redemption 1. Red Dead Redemption 2, you kill too many animals in quick succession, you'll lose honor. But at the same time, once you get your pouch and shit upgraded to max level, it's alright to tank your honor. You can get your honor back up pretty quickly. Mind you, main story stuff changes a bit.
Where are they, Rufus?
Come on. Whoa. Come on.
Hell of a journey to get these other wolves.
Where are them wolves, boy? There they are. Come on, son. Come on. Load up now. Whoa. That's a good kill. They're attacking. Gun them down.
You can't be tired already. We can't do this on foot, can we?
I mean,
it looks like all of them. Nice
can,
work, Jack.
but we're not going
we
to.
needed the horses.
All right, we should head back now. We got out further than I thought.
Easy. How many did we kill? They won't be after our cattle for a while. What are we doing here? Shouldn't we be going?
Yeah, but like I said, I want to get as many of these as I can because there's good money in this.
Are you gonna mount back up, Pa?
Asking to go hunting by himself.
Hold on there, cowboy. You ain't ready for that yet. One step
Yeah, you
at
need a bit
time.
more experience for that.
Ah, please, Pa. What are you waiting for? Let's get moving.
We'll go out again soon. Catch something nice for your ma to cook.
I reckon I could kill a bear, no problem. What are we doing here? Shouldn't we be going?
I ain't gonna tell you again, Jack. You don't leave the farm without checking with me first, you hear?
Are you gonna mount back up, Pa?
You gotta ask me 2 more times
yes,
at least.
Sir, I hear you. Whoa! What are you waiting for? Let's get moving.
One more time. We should be done at this point.
Can I ask you something?
You just did.
Were you a murderer?
What?
That place where they held us. Ma shouted at a guard one time, what are we doing here? Shouldn't we be going? And he yelled that you were a murderer.
Maybe. But I live my life believing there's a difference between killing and murdering.
Are you gonna mount back up, Pa?
So what you're saying is you're a killer.
Not for the person who's dead.
No. And I guess I've been both. That's how it goes.
What are you waiting for? Let's get
Well, at
moving.
least he's being honest now.
Go. We all do what we have.
Are you coming or not? You know, we could be outlaws, you and me.
Oh, no.
All we did was kill a few wolves.
I read a book about a father and son who robbed banks. One-Armed Willie, that was his name.
I'm happy with my 2 arms, if you don't mind.
Just imagine it, though. John and Jack Marston, most wanted men in the West.
And what about your mom?
Well, I mean, we still come home.
You live in a dream world. It ain't like they tell
Yeah, you gotta
but-
tell him.
And it ain't no way to
Should have
live
nipped
life.
this in the bud.
It was ugly and brutal.
He's not being
All
specific.
right, jeez, I was only joking around.
You'll have a farm of your own. You can read and write. Don't waste your life, son. Don't live like I had to.
Again, it doesn't necessarily make that much sense because Jack was there. I mean, it was early on in his life, but he was still there.
Yeah.
Right? I'm starting to see how things turn the way that they do. Like, really starting to see the stuff. Writings on the walls, across the board. Right? You're making assurances that nothing's gonna happen, everything's gonna be fine. Right? I'm done working with them. All that. Jack's starting to be more engaged, which again, this doesn't necessarily make that much sense because there's been like what was it? It was like 1908. And by the time, yeah, so 3 years about. So what you're trying to tell me is within the 3-year period, John never did more than take Jack fishing a couple times? Really? Where was John for those 3 years of time? That doesn't make any sense storyline-wise. Because eventually you finish up, like you would finish up doing all the side stuff there you would possibly have to be able to do. Right? And at that point, there's no way that much time has passed, you know? So John and Abigail have been officially married for 3 years at this point. I forgot about the mission with Uncle. I don't remember if there's that many with Uncle or not.
You're turned into a decent hunter, son. But try to stay out of trouble.
Eleven and 6. Well, I might as well go. I probably debating if I want to go do that side mission stuff. I gotta go find 5 beef. I'm being. I really don't feel like doing that.
Come on.
There's a couple things I do want to do that I didn't do the first time I played through this game because I didn't think to do them for one reason or another. Damn. Earlier on, I'd have to have done the Liar's Dice thing way earlier. Like I said, I'm probably not going to want to play this game again. At least not on stream. At most, I would want to play it off stream. Refresh my memory about story element or another. But basically, the basic story is... A lot of the things are drawn out, right? But the basic story is definitely better to go over. We're just gonna do a save. We're not gonna actually, like, a save. Not gonna act. What's honest, this is technically us not being around the house right now. But I have this weird feeling that it's better to do this than to actually be there. Because if we're there, it might not actually have the family members go to the right position. I just stand around doing nothing. I mean, like I said, there's always fan fiction where you can make a fix-it, right? Now, mind you, with Red Dead Redemption 2, you can make a fix-it for that to fix the results of this, or you could literally just have the story changed by doing one thing. Not having John be so much of a fucking moron.
Let's go.
In all honesty. Because he's threatening the government agents, telling them that he'd rather shoot Dutch than them.
We got a telegram from some lady friend of yours, a Bonnie something or other. Something you ain't telling me?
Oh, here we go.
Bonnie McFarlane. She's a friend. Saved my life when I went after Bill and nearly got myself killed again.
Oh, and now you two's in the habit of sending each other letters. How very nice.
I love this.
It weren't
Grow
nothing
up.
like that.
Grow
What's
up.
it say?
I don't know. I can't. Well, you know I can't read.
I thought that doesn't make sense either. Because that's something that...
Think out loud.
I ain't hiding nothing. Dear Mr. Marston, stop. Need corn sacks. Stop. Emergency. Stop. Weevils and moths ate entire county supply. Stop. Can you help? Not exactly the most romantic request, now is it?
I guess not.
Close her eyes.
She saved your life, you say?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, then you're gonna have to help her and her family out. We've got a plentiful supply of corn sacks over near the silo. About the one thing Uncle didn't manage to have stolen while we was gone.
Okay.
Hurry back, John. And John, what's she like?
You know. A little bit like you, I guess. She's a woman in a man's world.
But yeah, they made John so fucking dumb. And he's like threatening the agents he's working for, acting like he doesn't want to actually help them.
Wait!
Coming with us.
Maybe I should meet
Yeah.
this McFarlane woman.
I remember
What are you
that.
waiting for? We better hurry.
Let's go.
I don't think I can let you go off again without.
But in all honesty,
I'm glad of the company.
I
You don't have
truly
to ask.
think
Ask? I was waiting for you to ask
that if
me.
John
I thought you'd want to keep
acted
around
more
the
like he
board.
should act
Oh, well, you
at the
all
end
support
of
with
the events
cowgirls in the next
of Red Dead
county?
Redemption 2,
I don't think so, John
he'd be
Marston.
more willing
You
to
only
be
just got home.
more
That
willing to
Jack's
go
been
at
loving me
against
for a
Phil
long
and
time.
Javier and Dutch.
So, is she married? This phony McFarlane?
No,
What does she look like?
I don't know. Pretty normal, I suppose.
Normal? What? Normal like me?
No, normal as in 2 eyes, mouth, nose, that kind of normal. Besides, ain't no woman fine as you.
A little flattery. Now we're finally getting somewhere.
If you find yourself in a hole, the first thing to do is stop digging.
Most people don't realize that.
John Marston. I sure do miss those.
I never took you for the job.
So he's smart enough not to keep running his mouth. He's
so
smart
let's
enough to get out of
start.
arguments with his wife, but he's not smart enough to not talk back to the government agent that's holding his family hostage. Threaten him. Tell him he'd rather shoot him than Dutch.
You heard what she wrote. It's just some corn. She saved my life, and she was decent enough to me, so I owe her this much at least.
Plus, you have a business relationship at this point.
How did she save your life anyway?
She found me half dead on the side of the road and took me to the doctor. Most folks would have left me there.
Half dead from what?
Getting shot.
Bill didn't take so kindly to me visiting unannounced.
Bill never did like surprises. How was he?
Same as he was when
How
we
was
left.
he?
Angry and dumb, taking his revenge out on the world. People down there was really scared of him.
Bill?
Yeah, I know, right?
He was only frightening if he was afraid of dumb fools.
Bill weren't so bad, but when Dutch went crazy, Bill took it hard.
For a while, we all thought we'd found something right. Better way to live, but it was just a lie. Oh, you saw before they did.
Maybe, but they was still kind of a family.
A family that left you for
Yeah.
dead. You knew the truth, John.
Yeah, and that's what I'm aggravated. This has been years that... I don't get it. I guess this is what happens when you make a direct prequel.
Bastards. Where did they hold
You
you
get
again?
little
I ain't
plot holes
sure.
like that.
They kept their eyes covered there and back. Can't have been too far from here, though.
They treat you right?
It ain't the first time I've had a gun to my head, John. You're forgetting your marriage proposal.
Very funny.
No, they learned pretty quick what would happen if they laid a finger on me.
Sons of bitches.
It wasn't them or being there. I didn't care about that. I've been in far worse situations. It was the wait. I didn't know if you was coming back.
Of course I was coming back.
You were only supposed to be gone for a couple of days.
It took longer than I thought.
A couple of
The
weeks.
only thing Bill and Dutch was ever any good at was not getting caught.
I started thinking you'd gone back to them.
That life's over.
I hope you're right.
Exactly, same. And the way that John just kind of lets him walk by, I hated how they did that. I hated how they did that. They really should not have done that way. It should have been us killing Micah, and that was it. Dutch should have not been involved at the end there, honestly.
You came. Thank you so much.
It kind of, and then Dutch shoots Micah. It takes away the feeling of like what we were going there to do.
Abigail.
Because we didn't, yeah, we killed him. We didn't kill him.
It's a pleasure to meet you,
Dutch,
Mr. Marston.
I suppose I came here to do the same thing you did. Well, the same thing we did was to get revenge.
Teaching the miserable
You don't know why you're up there.
among other things. I didn't teach him anything. I know better than to try to change a man. You should meet my father.
Oh, people can change, Miss McFarland.
John
John
hasn't.
And I have to believe that more than anybody.
He might believe it, but he's not implementing it. That's my biggest problem. He hasn't changed how he should have changed based off of what we know from Red Dead Redemption 2.
How are you feeling, Mrs. Marston? From what your husband told me, it must have been awful for you.
I've been through worse, and I knew he'd be back before too long. He can't cook a meal to save his life.
Abigail, in my darkest hours, when I was most homesick, just the thought of one of your rat meat stews kept me pushing forward.
Well, about as amusing as a weeping saddle sore, ain't he, Miss McFarland? You're gonna start yammering
Gross.
about women's work, John. I'd say you might be in the wrong company.
I'd say so, too.
I never felt so outnumbered.
The bags also don't look like they have that much. I'll be honest. I feel so bad for Bonnie.
Ma'am?
Because what's that about? You know what I mean? Maybe I'm reading into it too much, but...
So that was the famous Bonnie.
That was her, all right.
I don't think I did. Maybe I did. I don't remember finding it. I know you could. I know in 2 you could come around. Could go to the McFarland Ranch, but I never really explored that area. At that point, I was kind of getting like I reached a certain point in a lot of video games that I play where I'm like, all right, I'm ready to wrap up. So I kind of focus on like right now. I have some side missions I could be doing, but I'm focused on finishing the actual story because I'm just like. I'm at that point where I'm ready to move on to a different game. You know what I mean?
I like her, and I'm glad she saved your life. Most of the time, anyways.
Like I said, I'm enjoying the story, of course, but not nearly as much as I enjoyed 2.
I have that effect on women.
You clearly
That, and it doesn't help that this whole playthrough has been, like, floating between 15 and 20 frames per second. Like, it's been a rough playthrough for that.
That's quite a ranch they got there.
That'll be us someday. As soon as we get back on our feet.
I don't know, John.
I mean, if you want, sure.
We start again.
Because in all honesty, I'm not really... I don't have any desires to play Red Dead Online. I mean, I might check it out every once in a while, like in the future. But I don't really have a desire to play it right now. And in reality, what I would end up doing at some point in the future is doing research on characters.
Men are just gonna leave us alone now?
The old gang's dead. I did what they asked.
And that's it? A life of crime forgiven?
We're back together, ain't we?
Until they decide you owe them something else.
Sometimes I think I was the stupid one for believing I could get out. Maybe Dutch, Bill, and Javier were just being honest with themselves.
You ain't perfect, John, and I sure ain't. But you're better than they are.
Oh, that was the letter. No, I did find that letter. I did find that letter. And I said, I don't think this person's... I think this is unrequited love. But it's not unrequited love.
How's Jack doing?
It was actually... Like, from the way you say, you can stumble upon her lover.
It's gonna take time. For a while, his world
So they were actually... She was actually in a relationship with that dude?
upside down again.
He ain't saying much about it.
Because I read that.
Talk to him, but how do you explain any of it? What do you say when you ask about Uncle Bill and Uncle Dutch? They were family when he was a little boy.
He hides away in those books of his.
Wouldn't you? It ain't like the real world's done him many favors. He's just been kidnapped. He grew up with the gang.
Well,
that's no life for a boy.
You can make the assumptions based off of that, and that's fine.
He saw things no boy
But
could
I was
see.
thinking about Bonnie's character, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense that Bonnie had a lover. Because of what she says on this game. Now, mind you, it's kind of difficult. Yeah. It's ambiguous. It's left up to the interpretation of the player at that point. So if you want to say that that was her lover, yes. If you want to say that was somebody who thought they were in a relationship, you could also say yes to that, and both ways would work just fine. That's how I look at stuff like that anyways. when I first saw it, I read the letter and I'm like, this sounds like something somebody writes when they love someone and the love's not being returned. Yeah. And I'm only basing that more off of Bonnie's character now after playing through the game. The person, you know what kind of person she would want to get with? Ironically enough, a similar person to John.
We did good today, John.
That's one of the reasons why I think she looks the way that she does when they're pulling away. Like, she's like, oh shit, he has a wife that he cares for deeply. Yeah. Okay. Well, I bet she was still, like, she saw the sun, but for the longest of time, she didn't believe that John was telling the truth about having a wife and kids. I mean, honestly, you see her at the end of that when we deliver the corn, and she's all, like, kicking the ground like that? Anytime I've ever seen anybody in any media kick the ground like that after something like that, that's because of an unrequited love situation. They realize that they're not going to be able to be in a relationship. Right? That's why I'm taking it the way I'm taking it anyways. It's one of the reasons why...
John! What is it, old man?
It's Jack. The kid. Well, I just saw him out in the valley. Seems your tales of hunting got the better of him. He said he was going up to the pass, track down that grizzly that's been seen up there.
Kid can't hunt a grizzly. Thing will eat him alive.
I know. I tried to stop him.
But you're worthless as a lawyer at a lynching. Damn you, old man. This is my son. Anything happens to him, you'll wish it was you that bear attacked.
I mean, I don't really agree with that statement to the old man. Yeah, the old man is a bit rough, but that's a little bit unfair because the old man was probably on foot, probably got on horseback and took off when the old man tried to stop him.
Good boy.
Now let's go save Jack from getting ate by a bear. But yeah, in all honesty, my shit's covered. I don't need to make a fan fiction for Red Dead Redemption because I already technically have done that with that idea I talked about for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Load up now. Come. Where is he, Rufus? What you got, boy? Can you smell something? Find Jack, Rufus. Whoa.
That is kind of funny because the more I think about it, the more I'm realizing that the idea I talked about before in the past would work.
Find Jack.
The main reason I've played through this was honestly a refresher in how the story goes, and if it would make sense to do it. In all honesty, it kind of does because they hint that Javier and Bill kind of ran with Dutch for a little while. Mind you, Dutch is by himself by the time the events of the us taking Micah out in Red Dead Redemption 2 occurs, right? He's by himself at that point, which has been at least 8 years since the events of the gang breaking apart.
Can anybody hear me? Yeah.
And you know what's phenomenal? The writing is on the walls from the beginning. Because Dutch is the same Dutch. Like, that Dutch is always the same Dutch. But I have this weird feeling that the accident caused the restraint part of him to disappear, right? Because in the same way that Dutch kills that woman in front of us, I'm pretty sure that Dutch does the same thing in Red Dead Redemption 2 on the ferry. Because the mysterious stranger talks about the woman who...
Help me! I'm hurt!
Jack, stay down!
The woman who Dutch shot on the ferry. And how... like, how visceral it was, like, some of the explanations.
Keep your head down! What the hell were you thinking going off on your own? You're just a boy.
No, I'm not. I can skin an elk, break horses.
Come on, let's get you home.
Yeah, they almost get killed by a bear.
Now hold tight. You all right?
Yeah, I think so.
You're lucky to be alive, you stupid boy. What'd I tell you about going off by yourself?
I go off by myself plenty. You just don't know about it. You're never around.
So this is my fault? You disobeyed me.
I was trying to prove myself.
Yeah, by getting yourself killed.
Prove what? By getting yourself killed?
You're always telling me I read too many books, that I'm not a real man.
I never said that.
I just thought if I could do something you'd like, maybe you wouldn't go away again.
Son, I ain't going anywhere. And believe me, neither are you for a real long time.
I will say, my like of John as a character has definitely plummeted over the course of this game.
What's your mother gonna say?
I'm sorry, Paul. Please don't be angry.
I ain't angry. I'm disappointed. Don't you ever run off on your own like that again.
All right. I told you I was sorry.
What would have happened if I hadn't come along?
I don't know. I'd probably be dead.
Yeah.
You'd be a pile of bones right now.
What would you care? I'm just a nuisance to you anyway.
That ain't true, Jack. I'd do anything for you. You know that.
I guess there's only room for one hero in this family.
Trust me, son. I ain't no hero. I'm just glad you're safe.
Yeah, he's taken the fantasy of the books and trying to superimpose it as the reality of his world, right? That's not a good thing, because that will end up giving you delusions of grandeur and shit like that, right? And you can tell he's not looking at it the right way.
What were you thinking? You've only been hunting twice.
I'm not a little kid anymore. What were you doing at my
There's a
age?
big difference.
Bad thing.
There's a big difference
Things
between
nobody should do.
how you've grown
Like,
up.
on me, we didn't have what you have.
Yeah, I know. I should be grateful.
I'm not asking you to be grateful. I'm asking you to do what I say before you get yourself killed.
It's always one set of rules for you and another set for everybody else. You think I don't know what you did back in the old days? I'm not stupid.
You could have fooled me.
You think I didn't sit up and listen to Dutch and Bill telling all those stories?
Yeah.
You think I don't know who you are?
It ain't no secret I didn't get these scars falling over in church.
But nobody tells me anything. You and Ma pretend like
That's the
nothing happened.
biggest issue right there. Just have some fucking honesty with kids, man.
We just want a better life.
The best
for you,
way
son.
to get them not to do the stupid shit you did is for them to know the stupid shit you did and why it was the stupid shit you did.
Now rest.
Like, for fuck's sake.
We'll have you home soon.
Oh, I shouldn't go hunting after 2 trips because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing? Explain that, and explain why that is that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's an experience thing. They're not gonna like it, but fuck them. Not, you know what I mean when I say that. Like, you expect to not be honest about stuff and talk about Bill and Dutch not being around anymore, and it's like, why should they view them as negative? Why should that be viewed as a positive? They're not going to be around anymore. He doesn't know. It's like, Well, that sucks. I'm not going to see Uncle Bill or Uncle Dutch anymore. That's what he's thinking.
Don't be too eager to grow up, son. Ain't as much fun as it looks.
Really? I mean, the reason
ready to hunt
I
bears,
don't
I'll
like
take
John
it.
right now, truthfully, is because his character had a couple more years to change. And this character should have changed based off of what it was in Red Dead. Like, the timeline's a little bit wonky in Red Dead Redemption 2, in all honesty. The timeline's a bit wonky, and as a result, we get certain things that that don't make sense 100% of the way.
Let's go.
But the reason I'm not liking John's character is because of how dumb they're making him be, right? Like, the people who have your family and you're threatening them and telling them shit like, I would rather shoot than Dutch, the psychopath who's going around murdering people, robbing banks and murdering people because he can. Like, that's the person that you want to help support. The person you're telling the government agent you'd rather... Because he took your family? Well, honestly, I can't blame the man. Because you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if they didn't take your family.
Slow down.
I would guarantee you, easiest fix-it fanfic for this is just to have him not antagonize the agents as much. You know? And after everything's said and done, then be like, alright, I did what you asked of me. But Dutch is gone. Shoot Dutch as well, dude. Like, what the fuck, man? I wouldn't have let Dutch do the whole speech. I would have shot him right then and there. Instead of letting him jump. But the other reason why I dislike John is because there's certain things that, like, you can kind of tell he has no fucking idea about how to be a father. And he's going through, trying his best. Holy shit. Take a minute. But then he'll do stuff like, he doesn't explain himself. Really doesn't. And that's one of the biggest issues. You gotta, you know, be honest.
When you are, mister. Get on in.
Jesus Christ. One of the reasons why in video games, whenever there's a group of, like, street urchins or anything like that, it's like, oh, please tell me if I'm looking for information, I can talk to them. Fuck off. Not today. I just think it'd be a cooler story that if John were to, you know, be more inclined to do that. Do government agency business shit, you know? But more local than anything else.
Get up, old man.
I am up.
Get up.
Oh. There, I'm up. Well, thank the good Lord you're back. Nothing worse for an old man than sleeping in the warm afternoon sun.
You want a long sleep, Uncle? That can be arranged. It'll cost me less than food.
You always was a hard and nasty man, John Marston.
You always was a useless, conniving thief. And where's them cattle? Did you take them to pasture?
It's coming around to that.
When exactly?
It's easy to pick on the elderly. It's easy, but it ain't dignified.
Come on, old man. Do this together.
It is kind of funny because he's just a lazy old man. I was right about the cattle. This is ending up to be, what, the 5th time we're doing a cattle mission? At this point, it's getting a little ridiculous, isn't it? Don't we have to get them after this, too?
All right, you stay front.
Oh, we have our 15th head back. Apparently, they spawned back in.
Come on, let's get him out to pasture.
It is kind of funny how the Uncle missions have been the most ridiculous waiting for them. Gotta wait for the mission, for him to be around, and for the mission time to be active. So that's a double whammy. Apparently there are some times where he just doesn't show up at the allotted time.
Whoa there.
Make sure we wait for the 15 to show up so we don't get that other glitch.
Let's take him out to the plains.
Steady now, you dumb cows.
Come on. Easy.
Honestly, the cows probably have more intelligence than John. I still can't get over that. They left for you. You know why? You know why John says what he says to the dude? He's an antagonistic individual, right? He's the type of individual that just wants to antagonize people that piss him off, and he'll say the things that he thinks would piss them off the most. So this dumbass goes around telling people like, you know, the government agent who's got a hold of his family that he would rather shoot him than Dutch, when that's a lie.
You want to lose them?
I will say, Uncle's character is pretty much exactly the same as it was in 2, which makes sense. It again doesn't make sense for John's character to be exactly the same. Because John had like 3 years to go through growth and just doesn't.
Let's go.
Stop the herd.
Got ourselves a hero! Gun him down, damn it! Back the hell off! You're just dead! Drop that! Don't worry about them. We got some life now.
Stay with the herd. I'm gonna help these people. Is that all you've got?
Like this right here.
Come on.
This would be a perfect opportunity to be like, alright, we stopped crime now. That is a good thing we did. Right? This is a good thing we did.
You folks okay?
I think we're safe. Thank you. I thought we were done for.
Just helping out. Now you take care.
Right? Like, that's the John that makes sense to be at this point in time. But long before we were antagonizing the government agent. You know what I'm saying?
When will you listen to me, boy? You could have got yourself killed.
Shut it, old man. Come on. Let's get this herd moving again.
Look out! They're splitting off.
They'll be back.
Come on.
But once again, with the curious case of the missing cow. Where the fuck did number 15 go again? Oh, I am actually hurting them the wrong way. Whoops.
Go. Let's go. Whoa. Giddy up now. Move! Come on! Come on! Come on! Whoa! Whoa!
This one's the most annoying one. Because they, like, do everything they can in their power to try and implement all of the things you experienced over the time you've been herding cattle in order to be like, let's see if you really know how to herd cattle. Is it really that pertinent for us to know how to herd cattle, Rockstar? There was one? Actually, there's more than one herding mission. But the herding missions were a bit unique. Absolutely despise the herding missions in the game, though, I really do. And the main reason I do is because it doesn't make sense why some of these cattle would leave like they do. It's scripted that they do that, so it takes you. But the fact that we only have 14 out of 15 again is so aggravating.
Look after the herd. I'll ride back.
You're really gonna trust Uncle to look after the herd?
You got your pound of flesh from me today. Get up now.
What a lazy bastard.
Yeah.
Alright, they'll be fine there. Get a couple of bison. Ah.
Let's go.
Because I think the last thing we have to do is get him back. I could be wrong.
Let's go.
Trying to think about
What are you looking at, old
how many
man?
more missions we got. I think we got like
Mustangs and some such out there beyond
all
that
the
ridge.
horses.
Wondering if it was worth getting you and going around some of them up.
Fair enough. We're nearly out of money. Ranch is in turmoil. We may not make it through the winter. What could we possibly want with some good quality horses? Come on.
That tone of voice ain't so becoming on you. Makes you seem all pent up and angry like some Blackwater would-be business tycoon with a bad case of hemorrhoids.
I'll give you a bad case of someone just shot me in the head if you don't hurry up.
A bad case. Someone just shot me in the head if you don't hurry up.
You gonna mount up, kid? Come on, follow me.
Come on.
Gonna be lassoing a couple more horses. It is kind of funny when you think about how much stuff they still have you do this late in the
Why
game.
you gotta act
You know?
so diggity all the damn time? What happened to
What were
you?
you gonna do? Just look at them horses all day?
Well, God forbid I'd do anything around here without checking with His Royal
That's not-
Highness first.
That's not what he's saying,
You're real good at
you
watching.
asshole.
That's about all you're good
And you
for,
know that.
apart from bending your elbow.
I can't do right for doing wrong. You're an ungrateful bastard, you know. I
Of
did
course
my
you can't
best
do
for
right
you,
for doing
Ron.
wrong, because you're doing
best is
wrong.
like
You ain't gonna do
anybody
right
else's
when you're
work.
doing wrong,
Ron,
dipshit.
I'm getting old. I gotta start taking things easy.
You've been old
You've
and
been
taking things easy
for 40 years.
Yeah. Been taking things easy for 40 years. I was about to say, you've been taking things easy for a long time, old man.
Whoa there. Look, there they are.
Come on. me down. Come on.
We just gotta stay center of the horse. I definitely like how you break horses more in Red Dead Redemption 2 than in this one.
Whoa! Relax now. Almost got you.
Uncork that front, boy.
There.
Good.
Come on.
Have you got
Shut
one
the
more
hell
left
up.
in you?
Got more than one more in me.
Come on.
Don't fall off.
Easy.
Into it.
I know, I'm trying to lean
Relax
into
now.
it.
Nearly there.
Use your knees, you woman. Careful. That's a feisty
Come
one.
on. Come
You know how many
on,
horses
come
I've
on.
broken, Uncle? Shut up.
I got you now.
There you go. Steady now.
It's all right. Come on, baby. Calm down.
Don't fall off.
Oh man, this one's taking a long while.
That's it.
Come on, break. Thank you, Jesus.
Now. Be up now.
Yeah.
One more or no, are we good? Is it the rule of threes?
Hey,
Will you
don't be
shut up?
running off.
Really? Will you shut up?
Get
Yeah.
after another
Rule
one.
of threes.
Now.
This is one of those cases where I think this is more of a draw on. Like, I get why we're doing this, right? It's to, like, reestablish the farm.
Careful. That's a feisty one.
Easy there.
There you go. There you go.
Nearly there.
Lean into it.
Steady.
Lean into it.
You're mine now.
Uncle is actually the most annoying part about this right now.
That's it.
Calm down now.
You got him now, John. There you go.
Relax.
Don't fall off.
It does feel like it takes a bit too long for
There you
the
go.
breaking of certain horses. I feel like in Red Dead Redemption 2, it's also based off of, like, the overall grade of the horse, how hard it is to break the horse.
Yeah.
Whoa there.
I think that's enough for now.
Yeah, rule of threes.
Let's get him back to the ranch.
Rule of three.
Let's go. Make sure there's enough fresh hay. We need to keep them strong.
All right. Damn, a little gratitude wouldn't kill you.
For what? Yelling out to how to break a horse?
Not a bad day's work.
Not for me, it wasn't. You barely put any work in. Mind you, for 3 horses we get $100. That's actually pretty damn decent if I do say so myself. New items are now available for purchase from the stores. Let's go to Blackwater and see if there's anything good there to buy. Weapon-wise. I could probably afford 1 gun if I sell everything that I have on in my satchel. I'm trying to think if I should do that, like if there's a better gun to get than what I currently have. That and ammo, I might want to get some ammo. Just in case, because I really do, like, the bolt-action rifle is the strongest rifle I think we have right now, outside of the rifle which costs $5,000, which we're nowhere near getting. That would take a couple more treasure hunts and a couple more hunts, I would say. Maybe if I killed all of the bison and harvested them, but I'm not doing that. He's thanking me. Now, what if I did this? Does that piss him off if I skin his animal?
This'll fetch a good price.
If I said hate's probably too strong of a word in all honesty. I don't hate John's character, but I definitely dislike it a lot more than I did previously.
Let's go.
A little bit of extra money before we depart. Like, there's not really much else that could be. I'm not even gonna go to the question mark there. I'm gonna push forward. Hell, doing this shopping trip, the only reason I'm doing that is because of not being able to do Jack's mission. You know what it is? I remember this John, like this. Oh, fuck off, man! I remember this John a bit more fondly than the other portions of John, because honestly, what made me really dislike how John was is realizing how he truly doesn't give a damn about anything but his family, because he works with both sides during the rebellion in Mexico, and he's doing horrible shit, like horrendous shit. There's a part of me that, yeah, I get why he's doing the shit that he's doing, because he just wants to get a hold of his old gang mates, but at the same time, the way that he's doing it is like, you're relying on people that are awful pieces of shit. Like, you're trusting people that aren't too dissimilar to Dutch. That, and you were doing some stupid shit where you didn't even walk up to Bill's thing with your gun out. Makes me curious about what they do next, because I really don't, like, another prequel would just be horrendous, I feel, on a multitude of reasons, right? Because, in all honesty, there is a prequel that I could think of, but it's not a direct prequel. It's a prequel that takes place at least 40 years after the events that occur for the previous game. Why is the gun store disappearing on me? Like, why is the gun store disappearing on me? It's starting to piss me off. Whatever. Won't get a new gun then. Fuck you, game. I don't need a new gun. I wanted to see if there were any available, but if you want to keep despawning the fucking gun shooting clerk every time I show up to go there, well, you can go fuck yourself and I can beat you. How about that? No side mission, no more fun. I can just go do the main story if you want me to, game. Jackass. That actually aggravates me. Waiting for daytime to come out and then... I love how I witnessed that one right there. Ah, fuck. Going. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't. One of the things that aggravates me most. $27. Hell yeah, let's go. They did a hell of a good job of trying to get our fame all the way up. Well, technically it's fame and infamy, right?
Yeah.
What is this supposed to be, by the way? It's a respawning chest with $20 in it.
Come on.
I mean, it's not a lot of money, but every little bit goes a long way. We now have $412 and plus 2. I mean, I get John's character, I get some motivations and stuff like that, but the main reason I don't like John's character here isn't because it's John's character, it's because of how much it doesn't match up with what it should be, in my mind. Because John's had 3 years to change. It doesn't make sense why John's so antagonistic towards... Yeah, I mean, it does, but not to the level where he acts that stupid.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Paul.
Need a hand with that?
No, sir, I got it.
Looks like you have. You know, you're real good with them tools.
Thank you, Paul.
You'll make this land real nice one day. Me and your mother will do our part. By the time your turn comes, hell, this could be the nicest farm in the county.
Maybe, Paul.
Just gotta learn to shoot straight or you'll get yourself eaten by some animal.
Very funny, Paul.
Thank you, son. Soon it'll be quail season. We should have some fun then.
Is there anything you don't like shooting, Paul?
Well, I ain't met the thing yet, but as soon as I do, I'll let you know. You can even put it in one of them books you read.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Today, John Marston stopped shooting.
Now, I ain't no literary man, but I don't think that'll sell. People like shooting in them things.
I think you may be right there, Paul.
So, you ever hear talk about them machines that can make a man fly?
Well, sure, Paul. Everybody knows about that. You know they're going to be bringing one of those machines around the country next year for a demonstration? One of them machines can turn men into angels.
One of them machines can turn men into angels.
John, come here.
Here it is. I thought this was the mission. I remember this mission. This was the mission I was waiting for.
Take a look at that.
Jack, go into the house, lock all the doors. Whatever happens, don't come outside. You hear me? Whatever happens.
Okay.
Come here, son. Whatever happens, keep the doors locked and your mother inside. Promise me, son. Promise me.
Who is it, Paul?
It's just some old friends. Me and Uncle take care of it. And you go inside and you keep the doors and the windows locked.
I hear you.
Then run!
Yeah, run, boy.
Well, old man, looks like things is about to get settled once and for all.
So it seems.
Follow me.
This honestly feels like it comes out of nowhere. Well, I don't think that was fair. Aim.
Come on, old man. I'm gonna need you to help me hold them off. Come on now. I'm taking you.
He didn't take cover.
You gonna pay for this? That's better. Get off our land. Come on.
Man, they suck.
Can't stay out here.
But yeah, this feels like it came out of nowhere, in all honesty. The army suddenly coming gunning for us. See them on the horizon. I mean, it makes sense when you take into account everything John said so far. Right?
What are we gonna do now?
What's wrong? What's happened?
Stay inside, you hear? Like I said, there'll be more coming.
Paul, what do they want?
I don't know, son. Whatever it is,
The music's
it
so
ends here.
good.
Oh, look how many there are. They're gonna kill us, aren't they?
It's hit scan. Something I gotta keep in mind. I literally just said that and then I try and lead the target. Uh-oh.
We'll take you all on.
Game doesn't like that.
This isn't fair! Just leave us alone!
Uncle getting hit.
Uncle, you alright?
Doesn't look it.
Damn it! I've been hit.
I'll kill all you sons of bitches! You alright, Jack?
Well, it's kind of funny because you actually don't get as much time as I thought to get attached to Uncle. Like, mind you, I am saddened by this, but I'm more attached to Uncle because of 2, right? Honestly, I did not remember, I thought Uncle was involved with this more. I didn't realize he got shot so early. Technically, he's supposed to be shooting too, the boy. And I think he is, like, technically in the story, killing people. But because of gameplay elements, we're doing all the work.
Hang in there, Uncle! I'm gonna get you out of here safe!
Ain't time, John. Ain't gonna make it off this porch anyhow.
Oh yeah, he got shot in a bad way. Like a bad way.
Abbott. Take them and... Don't worry about me. Let's get him out of here.
No! Uncle, please! Oh my God! They killed him!
Come on, son! Ain't nothing we can do for him now! We're leaving the farm. I'll watch from the silo. You two go to the barn, get the horses ready.
John!
I'll meet you there.
Oh, that does suck. That does suck, man. Yeah, you only do a couple things with Uncle there, so, like, in all honesty... Oh my god, this is as crazy as I remember it being. This is probably the only mission that is as crazy, truly as crazy as I remember it. Every other one I thought was crazier. It was like, the reason it was so crazy is because I was shit at playing games and died a couple of times. Or I was playing on normal then too.
Stay down! Nobody moves till I say so!
Hell of a sequence though, I will say that. It kind of does feel like it comes out of nowhere though. The only thing I could actually say that makes sense is that when we went to take out the people, when we went to protect the people on the train, that news got out, and they didn't like that.
You really want to die?
Yeah, there he is.
Now, quick! Run for it!
There it is, Jack killing military men. You know what probably happened? Here's what probably happened.
Covered. Now go! Go! You said this was over!
The head of the government agency probably gave the report in, and they probably came across somebody else they wanted to take out. And when questions about whether or not Don Marston would be an asset to this mission, dude said, nah, he is not gonna wanna do anything of the sort. So the question then becomes, well, if he's not an asset, he's a liability. Okay, good. I thought Abigail was stuck there for a minute, and I was like, hello? I'm waiting up here until it tells me where to go, just in case. I don't want to leave the damn silo and then... Or we do leave the silo? This is also a pretty long fight for the game. Like, of the fights that are, like, on the ground, because there's a lot of long fights where you're running away. Right? Also, when we get in the barn, this is where the time change is going to occur, because technically it's still pretty early in the evening. But...
Hey, come on. Now listen. Jack, darling, get on this horse. Get out of here. Go find a place to hide.
You're coming with us, Paul.
I'll catch up. You keep riding and don't look back. Don't be worried about me, you hear? Now get going.
You stay out of trouble, John.
Ain't no trouble, Abigail. Ain't no trouble. I love you.
I love you.
Now go! Get!
Or, wait. Wait a minute. This shit is based off when you do it? I've only ever beat this game once, but I've played through a couple of times up to, like, around this point. I never really, after I beat it the first time, I never really finished the game. I totally fucking forgot that it was based off of the weather. We can get a bunch of them, but not all of them, unfortunately. Are you gonna let me go into it? It only let me do one shot. Oh well, it doesn't matter because we can't kill that. We couldn't because it scripts it to where you cannot kill specific people, and that's what pisses me off the most about this ending. Right? Can't kill him. Kill everybody else, but you can't kill him. This did feel kind of abrupt. There was no conversation about why doing this. A lot of it is up to your own decision. I forgot how long it took for him to die. That's fucked. He shakes his head. I forgot that that is effective. My timing must have been impeccable.
Jack, we have to go back for Pa.
Let's go!
Because when I did this the first time, there was actually, it was night and there was a fucking storm going on. Like, I was coming back to this with a storm going on. It was perfect. It was cinema. I thought that was scripted that way. Yeah, all those shots going off like that. He definitely could have fought differently. That was him just walking out to die.
No.
I fucked that up. I forgot that there's. I think honestly, I think the last time I played this, I did that and I rage quit. Remember what dude said? The mysterious stranger. The great spot. Or a nice spot, or whatever you said.
And the wind blows free. And when I die, don't bury me 'neath the western sky on the lone prairie.
It did feel abrupt. And then this shows the time passing right there. Very abrupt. Right? And that's relatively fresh, right? So 3 years after that, Jack is 19 years old right now. Uncle over here.
Come on, fast!
U.S. Marshal uniform entry added. The Bureau uniform. It'll make you immune to all law enforcement. Oh, I remember the Bureau outfit. How do we unlock the Bureau outfit again? It's not easy to do, I don't think. Yep, you gotta do 100% game completion. How's our money looking? 412, no bounty. Let's do a save. And we have a couple places to go, as well as a couple of prologue missions. I don't remember exactly how they end up. It's actually kind of interesting. Do we have a chest in our room as well? That's my question. Because if we do, that gives us 2 chests of ammo refill. Probably not interactable. Okay, so it's a non-interactable situation. Now we can go see if we can talk to Bonnie, right? Like, there's places we can go, but I'm not sure if they will give us missions for that. Man, that felt way, like, this is what was going on. This right here is what was going on when I did it. Right? This storm that you see before you. This is the final fight we had. And the best part was, it felt like it started during the mission.
Work you damn nag!
Trying to remember. You think we'll actually be able to go to the gunsmith this time, or will the game say no to that?
Yeah.
Let's go to Blackwater, see what that gets us. And then we'll go to the locations like Armadillo and maybe Mexico and stuff like that, and see if there's any little story elements that'll pop up. But I have to say, we don't really know Jack's character right now. Nah, not right now. Also, fun fact, the same exact thing happened. There's a sequence of side missions where you can shoot like that. That's the same voice actor from one of the shooting challenge, the bird shooting challenges. Damn, that felt so abrupt compared to when I remember. How I remember it, it felt a little bit more. It was as crazy as I remember. I remember when that other mission pops up.
Come on! Whoa, easy. Let's go! Let's go!
There's a mission that pops up that we gotta do. I think this might actually have to be, might be it.
Hello, sir. You work with the government? You one of them agents?
Sure, son. Why you ask?
Did you work with a man named Edgar Ross? I have something for him.
Edgar Ross? No, but well knew of him. Fine man if he wanted results. Won himself a chest full of metal. I think he went and retired about a year ago. Last I heard, him and his wife moved out to a cabin on Lake Don Julio. Lucky guy, getting to take it easy. He's fighting crime in this dump, that's for sure.
Thank you for the information, mister.
Now the irony is, this is the same high-powered pistol that was given to John by Edgar Ross. This game sucks, man. At least Blackwater sucks. Every time I go there to get the fucking thing, I can't. So dumb. Remember my family. You know what sucks? I'm pretty sure one of the things you can equate to is... I'm pretty sure Abigail just kind of gives up and just exists for the last couple of years. And the only reason that Jack didn't do this earlier was because Mother was alive. Because she only lived for a couple of years. 3 years after John died. But then again, I'm not 100% sure about that. Could have been something else that got Abigail. But it does feel abrupt. Did we get information from Edgar of why he did it? Well, I will say, this is one of the reasons why I dislike John, because everything that happened has set Jack on this path. Right? The first thing he does after putting his mother in the ground is go to Blackwater. Mind you, we were going there for the guns, but to go to Blackwater, talk to a government agent. Because Jack would know at this point where the government agents preside, primarily. See a dude in a suit, Dylan, and go ask him a question. Oh, I'm not. No, not carry victim. I had to press square. That was a little annoying.
Be a Christian and let me go.
You should steer clear of strange men, miss.
It's so interesting, like, hearing Jack's voice. Like, it's different. Because even with Arthur into John, we still heard John's voice for most of the time.
Work your damn neck!
I truly do think one of the reasons why that went down is because of, like I said, John saying the shit he said when he was working directly with the government agents, and how he was so unwilling to do this. Now, mind you, had he actually, you know, been truthful and not gone after John after all this, because they lost a lot of men for no reason other than to kill someone who didn't want to be dealt with anymore. But you want to know why they did that? Because Edgar Ross was ordered to.
Let's go!
I bet you that there's a theory out there that exists about Michael from Grand Theft Auto 5 somehow being related to the Marstons in some way, shape, or form. Or, it'd probably be the Marstons at that point. Because of the fact that he has the ability to do, you know, the Deadeye ability. I don't agree with that statement, because for a fun fact, you don't have the special ability in the prologue of Grand Theft Auto 5, but you have the abilities after the fact. So it's kind of one of those things where, how do they get their abilities? Because their abilities are canonical in the game.
Easy now. Great.
Oh, you want to rob me?
Get back here with my horse.
Read him like a goddamn book. After this, we'll then head on down to the McFarlands and see, like, we'll head down to... Go up to Armadillo, see if there's anything there. Maybe Tumbleweed? Trying to think about where else we could possibly go. Rosa, and I think we'll finish up by going all the way across and going to different places here. Alright? See if there's anything to really focus on. Eva in Peril. It's been a couple of years. And we can do those side missions still. So I'm curious if they are set up in the way that it'll be like nothing changed, or years have passed and they've been waiting for years for the things that John, you know, brought up. Honestly, yeah, it pretty much is the first thing that we've done as Jack. So this is the kind of character Jack is. His whole life, since the death of his father, has just been existing until he can go out and until his mother perishes, and he can go out and do this. Because Jack would definitely blame Edgar Ross about this, I would imagine. Because to Jack at the time, his dad and mother should have lived for a long time. I don't know. I kind of don't feel as much anger for Edgar Ross as I used to back in the day. Alright? Like, mind you, I don't like him. I don't. But in all honesty, makes sense. So this is the place you retire. Little shack.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hello, young man.
Hi.
What are you doing out here? Are you out visiting the lake with your family?
No, ma'am. I was looking to deliver a letter to Edgar Ross.
That husband of mine. That bureau just won't get its talons out of him, even though he's retired. Edgar gave them some of the best years of his life. They ought to let him retire in peace. They'll not rest till they've killed him with worry, and he's such a sensitive man. I'm sorry, I Shouldn't get so angry. I don't suppose any of this is your fault. There's no need to worry about him nowadays.
Well, where is he?
He and his brother Philip went hunting on the south side of the San Luis River. Be careful crossing over. They were saying it was dangerous.
I sure will, ma'am. And don't worry about a thing. I'm sure your husband will be just fine.
That wasn't creepy at all.
Come on now, young man. Buttering up the place.
Kind of funny. Wait, what?
Come on, fast!
Not my horse. Similar to mine.
Work you there, nag!
And they are taking us to Mexico. Holy shit! So maybe we'll wrap up by we'll do this. We'll deal with this. Deal with this. Check out some of these other areas. I gotta check out this place. I don't think there's anything here to check out though. That's the problem. Like I don't know if we're gonna be able to go talk to Landon Ricketts over in Rosa, but we're gonna see. I do remember going, like, I remember going to Mexico, but I don't remember it actually being pertinent. So the only type of Red Dead, like, if they were to make another Red Dead Redemption game, there's so many things they can do with it, but I almost have this feeling that they're gonna keep the Red Dead of the name and change the ending and go from there. But who knows? Maybe they'll keep Red Dead Redemption. Because that's the one that kind of exploded in popularity, so it wouldn't really make sense to change the name. And again, they just advertise correctly and it doesn't matter what they change the damn name to. But I am curious to see what the next one's going to be like, and you know they're going to make a next one. These games, and I would probably end up, as long as it's not another fucking prequel, I'll get the next Red Dead game. I enjoy them so much. Even the ones that I don't enjoy that much, I enjoy. And I really wonder how much I'm going to enjoy Red Dead Revolver. Because it's been way longer since I played that one. And that's coming after Fallout 2. I can't go to Fort, can I? Oh shit. Group of gang members with her. I didn't mean to do this, but you know what? Like father, like son, I guess we can help clear out the,
Hey, amigo, my name is Leon. Can you help me get into the fort? A gang is using it as a hideout, and there's a lot of stolen money. We should be able to get in over that wall. You look stronger than me. Climb over, and then find a way to let me in.
Move next time!
¿Quieres que te enseñe modales?
What?
He visto burros
Thank
más
you.
educados que tú.
Oh, it's running so slow. Come on. Super hot moment right here. Come on. Because I could definitely picture Jack seeing himself as more of a hero than anything else, right? So of course he'd want to go help the day. Even though he's also wanting to go get revenge for killing the agent that killed his dad. And...
I'm gonna die here!
No, you're not.
Soy Jack Marston!
Holy shit, look at them all. We are running so slow right now. Alright. Took them all out. I do kind of love that idea. We're going a little bit longer than I normally would because of how close we are to actually finishing this game
now,
up.
come on! This gang will not give up without a fight.
We already took. Well, I already took them all out. So.
It looks like these chests are all that is left. You can have whatever is in there. I will look around for what I need.
$173, as well as picked up something in there. Fort Mercer complete.
Cuidado.
Now here's the question: does our fame reset? $786. Our fame, we are as famous as our father was. So, here's what you could say. You could say one of two things here. Thing first to say is that that's just like something to keep your status, right? Like, try and get your fame back up after that point would be ridiculous. Or, you could say over the last 3 years, maybe Jack wasn't as around the farm as much as he could have been. Because if you think about it, 3 years is a long time for someone like Jack to not leave the farm, right? Not leave the ranch. And the fact that he has as much fame as he does means over the 3 years' time, he definitely could have done quite a bit to, you know, become more well-known and a better gunslinger, a better hunter, stuff like that, because if we just went straight to do this mission, if this was the first thing we did, it wouldn't necessarily make sense if Jack didn't do anything outside of ranching, because of how quick we are at quick draw. You'll see what I mean in a moment here. Now, mind you, I'm pretty sure this is one of those moments where there is no way to do this any other way than lethally. Ah, fuck off. Deal with that shit yourself. I'm busy. It's funny how this mission takes us all the way over the border.
Let's go!
I honestly want a new place. I want a new place to interact with. Like,
Come on!
we've been there, done that with this. Like, you can actually add mods that will add these bridges back into the game, and it'll add Mexico back in the game for Red Dead Redemption 2. So, like, you technically can play the entirety of it. That's why I kind of want there to be something new when the next Red Dead game comes out. because I don't want to go over the land that I've already been over before. I want to discover new shit. I want to see new mountain ranges. I want to see forests. I want to see the West. The Wild West was such a massive location. It's kind of a damn shame that it's only going across these states. You know what I mean? There's other states that we could go over. Other individuals we can interact with.
Easy now. What brings you out this way?
Hey there, mister. How's the hunting?
Oh, pretty good, son. Got me a few rabbits, coyote, elk. Still looking for some trophies for the parlor.
I've got a letter here for Edgar Ross. You know him? I heard he was down in these parts with his wife.
Of course I know him. He's my brother. Gone down river, duck hunt. Must be a pretty important letter to have come all this way.
Oh, yes, sir. Real important. I'll be on my way home as soon as I deliver this message.
You best be off then. Just don't get on his bad side. He's got a filthy temper.
Well. You lost 50 honor for that, but you know what? We'll take the loss of 50 honor because honestly, probably should have taken out his wife too, because she's a witness. But with them dying in the middle of fucking nowhere,
Should be able to sell this.
by the time anyone ever figures out what's going on, it'll be long since delivered that letter. And again. That was over here, so we can go back there and see it there still. I mean, that would get rid of the witnesses. Nope. I love how that got rid of honor. And again, this is what Jack's character is at this point. Because there's no other reason we're coming up here to give him a letter. Really important letter.
Excuse me. You Edgar Ross?
Do I know you?
Forgive me for startling you, sir. I have a message for you. My name is Jack Marston. You knew my father.
I see. I remember your father.
I've come for you, Ross.
And you, boy, have sure as shit found me.
You killed my father.
Your father killed himself with the life he lived.
You killed him. I saw you.
You keep saying that.
You sent him to do your dirty work. Then you shot him like a dog.
And I'll shoot you like one too, you little piece of trash. Now get out of here before I kill you as well.
Killed your brother.
I ain't going nowhere, old man.
Gonna be killed with the pistol he gave his dad. You know what I'm saying? Except the dude press X. I already know how these duels work. For the first time in ever, I understand how the duel in this one. Right? Oh shit. I think bullets phased through him. I like that. And game over. Ain't that a hell of a way to end it? With a side mission. That's technically the end of the game right there. Like, not technically, it is obviously the end of the game. I like the story. Like, I'm gonna talk about this game based off of it of itself, right? I'm gonna try to ignore the frame rate issue we had, because that issue didn't exist, right? Gameplay loop is actually low, really low, because the gameplay loop is relatively the same thing over and over again, just different ways to get combat going. Gameplay loop is fun. The mechanics are basic. The story is good. But as like on its own, it definitely doesn't match up to 2, for sure. The story's not nearly at a 30 for me with this, right? Because it doesn't feel like John ever really goes through that redemption arc. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like Arthur went through that redemption. Had that moment where they were like, alright, I'm gonna do good now. Don would flat out say, I would rather shoot than Dutch. At the end of Red Dead Redemption 2, when Arthur's doing his thing, I'm pretty sure the only reason he doesn't... If he didn't have tuberculosis, he full stop kicks the shit out of Micah. He beats Micah full stop if he doesn't have tuberculosis in that state. As a whole, the story as a whole would be worse off than if I looked at it individually for this game, because the events that occur in Red Dead Redemption 2, this actually makes the story of Red Dead Redemption 2 a little bit worse, technically, right? Because they had all this information they could have worked with, and instead of... You know how they should have ended the prologue of Red Dead Redemption? Not with killing Micah. They should have ended it after killing Micah. They do a time skip thing, right? And then John comes back. They end it how they start this game, right? Basically. Where he comes home one day after a couple weeks and his family's just gone. Or whatever. And then that's how they would start Red Dead Redemption 1. That would make more sense than giving a 3-year hiatus where apparently John doesn't learn how to become a rancher the 3 years he's being a rancher. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense when you take that stuff into account. And you can't really blame the story of Red Dead Redemption 1 because the game came out first, right? So you look at Red Dead Redemption 2 and you go, that story actually technically suffers as a result of this game. If that's how you want to look at it. But that's not the way I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it in the way of, like, in the timeline order that things went, it doesn't add up, right? Fun game, though. I think I'm going to skip through the cutscene. And we got 50 fame for that, so we... And 50 honor for that. $409. Wait, is that the same amount of money that... I think that's the exact amount of money that, he had as John. Now, really quickly. Let's go over here, see what's up here, see if we can go up here. See if there's anything to do or not. If there's not, we'll call it there, and then I'll probably switch over to... a different game. I honestly thought this was going to take a little bit longer than it is today. Mind you, the part is actually going to be a bit longer. Now, that I can't really say too much complaints about because technically the parts for Red Dead Redemption 2 were way longer than I intended for too. Or the final episode of Red Dead Redemption 2, I should say, was quite a bit longer than everything else because at that point I was done with the game and I just wanted to do final wrap up, so that pod ended up being, I think, around 6 or 7 hours or something like that instead of 3. And this one's probably going to end up being 6 or 7 hours. Probably not, now that I'm thinking about it. Where it's going to take the most time is with the, anyways. Need more pistol ammo. I do like the idea of using... We could have done one of two things. Use the cattleman, but it didn't make sense because that's not the pistol Jack's familiar with. That's not the weapon he saw his dad use. The weapon he saw his dad use was that pistol. And the irony of it is that that's what causes Edgar to get killed by his own pistol. That's funny to me. Yeah. So you killed this, so this is Jack. There's the potential that he gets away with killing the government agent that he just killed, right? There's a chance that we get away with that. Especially with when this takes place. But, given the fact that we left his wife alive, it will probably take too long for, you know, any relevancy to happen. He won't come back for too long and they'll be like, okay, what the hell? Go to investigate and they'll probably both be long gone because of the wild animals picking at him. Be a pile of bones with bullet holes at that point. And then they could make the conclusion that they make. Like, they could make a conclusion about an individual delivering a letter. Because we asked a couple of people about delivering a letter, and then all of a sudden he dies. And if we don't kill his brother, that's 3 witnesses instead of 2 about what we look like. Now, mind you, anything could happen. I like this idea of them actually getting away with this bullshit, though. But then again, with a character like that, do you think Jack would be able to stop getting involved in shit like that? I don't know. Well, that's kind of hilarious. This is kind of hilarious. Nothing here to interact with, unfortunately. Question marks popping up or anything. Which actually makes sense. Wait. Oh yeah, no, they definitely didn't plan for you to come back here. If it's been 3 years and that portrait's still up of Allende, there ain't no way they wanted you to come back here. Which is kind of a shame, because I feel that
Let's go! Let's go!
Red Dead Redemption 2 would have it set up to where you could interact with the dude. And, like, then again, John didn't keep a journal like Arthur did. So that doesn't technically make that much sense. It makes sense with John to do that because Arthur wrote down everything in his journal. Mind you, we do own the properties that our father owned down here, so it would make sense to come down here to check those out at the very least. Stagecoach taxi, right there. Gonna go to, like, Rosa. want to go up to manage the there. But I don't think there is. I think they kind of dropped the ball with things that you could do side mission wise after the fact. Right? Because it would be pretty cool to be able to talk to Bonnie and figure out what the hell's going on. Like, if we're still buying cattle from her or anything like that.
Are you getting on? Come on! Come on!
I still think if you give me Red Dead Redemption 2, basically, but turn it into like a farm management game instead, that'd be a game that I could spend so many hours in.
I'll be getting off at McFarland's ranch. Get some sleep, compadre. It's a little distance from here.
A little distance? It's more than a little distance.
Don't mind.
Long distance.
I'm very tired.
That felt so. There were certain things that felt way more abrupt than I recall. You know what I mean?
See you again sometime.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question mark. I could Google it really quickly, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. Double check and make sure. But it feels like at this point in time, there's no more interactions we could have with anybody that we haven't interacted with, which is a bit of a shame. I do want to actually come down here and check that out, really, now that I'm thinking about it. Yes, it does waste a little bit more time. I think what's going to happen is I'm just going to quit out when I get done checking this out. This was a fun experience to go through, though. Main reason it was a fun experience to go through was primarily because of how much more weight there was to certain interactions. Like, I felt worse, because I'll be honest, Uncle, when he got shot when I first played through that game, I just didn't really give a shit. You know? Like, his character wasn't the type of character that I really had too much attachment. Because all I knew him as was an individual who... Like, I felt bad, don't get me wrong, but I feel worse now because of getting more attached to him in Red Dead Redemption 2, right? More attached doesn't mean fully attached. Fully attached, that's when I start tearing up. And I wasn't as attached to John as I was to Arthur, I'll admit that. Arthur... Again, and a lot of it has to do with going through the game before, but it also has to do with just better story. The way the story is told is just better overall.
Well done. Easy.
I probably should have shot her as well. Gotten rid of all the witnesses. Because I feel like Jack's quite a bit smarter than his father. A lot of that has to do with how much he read and stuff like that, but think about this. Jack never really saw Edgar Ross. Jack got that information probably, like, over time going around doing shit, right? Like, going from the ranch to do a couple of jobs here and there, hunting, times going to Hennington instead to pick up stuff at Bonnie's, you know, pick up cattle, sell, like, whatever they were doing there. I don't know if he would do as much, like, he'd do as much with his mother still alive or anything like that. But who knows, maybe he didn't spend as much time. Hey, you know what? Let's do that right now. Let's actually alt-tab. Let's Google a couple. See what bits of... I'm going to miss out on chat for if anyone types anything. Hold on. Gotta look up Jack Marston, Red Dead Redemption. The wiki will pop up and I'll click on the wiki and then we'll go from there. Honestly, I'm just going to read a couple things, see if there's anything interesting that I might miss out on. We also got a $50 bounty for no reason. Apparently, the name is John Marston Jr. It's like John Jack Marston Jr. I'm doing a quick read right here. Then it just goes through what we already went through. Rescuing Jack, Jack and Abigail mourning John. (1914). Abigail dies of unknown causes. 19-year-old gunslinger and the spitting image of his father with similar skill in combat. From Saw Itchkey, Jack learns that Ross was rewarded for killing Don, and is now living his days out in a cabin in Lake Don Julio with his wife. Yeah, he looks at his gun somberly, realizing he has become an outlaw. Eh. Yeah, it looks like that's that. There's no other little, like, scroll down and see. Jack's general attitude, character, and personality in 1914 is very reflective of the player's honor level. If Jack has a low honor level, he will in turn have a sadistic, belligerent attitude during gameplay and often make dark jokes when he kills a horse, outlaw, or woman, but also shows signs of disgust at himself and questions his own actions. When approached by a prostitute, they will be disgusted with Jack and turn him down. If Jack is high honor level, his attitude is far more depressive than sadistic. While helping strangers, Jack will often lament that he has nothing to live for. Jack's dialogue with pedestrians will be more friendly, but also somewhat somber. Approached by a prostitute, Jack will instead turn them down and may remark that his family would disapprove, showing that he still values the morals his family taught him. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of trivia. Here's where the shit comes in, right? Cheat codes. Oh, that's cute. The 2013 game Grand Theft Auto 5, another game developed by Rockstar, includes a reference to Jack and an Easter egg for Red Dead Redemption. A book can be located in one of the protagonists' house is called Red Dead, written by a J. Marston. Jack's unable to swim. Jack and Edgar Ross are the only central characters in the series to appear in all four time periods: 1899, 1907, Red Dead 2, 1911, and 1914, Red Dead Redemption. However, Jack is the only central character to survive all the time periods that we know of. Jack and Ross meet only 2 times. During a Fisher of Men, he was allied to Milton, right? That's where that mission comes in. So that was Edgar Ross, was the one holding the shotgun behind Milton. When playable, Jack can be heard muttering to himself or even father when idle for stretches of time. Jack Marston is the second youngest playable character in the Rockstar game, the first being Jimmy Hopkins, Bully. Jack's cowboy outfit retroactively takes influence from both John Marston and Arthur Morgan. He wears John's hat, holster, and gun belt. He also wears a tan jacket, a button-up shirt, a bandana around his neck, and dark pants tucked into his boots like Arthur did. Holy shit. Holy shit, I didn't even think about that, but that's exactly how it is, too. That's fucking cool. Honestly, it would be cool to get a game playing as Jack. I don't know what it would be about, but I would kind of like to see Jack leave this area. Because I want new shit. If they're gonna do a sequel, have him leave this area, please. Have him go somewhere else and new and interesting. If you're gonna do a different game overall, that's fine too. But no more prequels, please. The only way you could do a prequel is if it's tangentially. And what that means is talk about the Vanderlands and their group, but we never directly interact with them. We're more doing other shit. We're working with another gang or some other shit. Or hell, put us on the side of law for the first time. Or make a Red Dead Revenge type of game, you know? Where it's not about redemption. Mind you, most of these games have a lot of revenge involved, right? This one's more of forced redemption, whereas Red Dead Redemption 2 is more the character seeks that redemption. If you want them to seek that redemption. As we know from watching the speedruns as well as playing the game ourselves, things change. Things change. But yeah, it kind of sucks that we can't interact with anybody else.
Any means of lead dispensation, you...
Hello there.
We got the Second Amendment for a reason, don't we?
Yesterday, old Smithfield found 2 people dead in a
Nice
car.
doing business.
I like how the ammo is so much different to work with in Red Dead 2. I don't know why I'm buying this ammo like this, doing this, like playing this game after this. I'm not. I had fun with it, but not nearly as much as I. Oh my.
What are you doing to that woman?
I suppose not all men are bad. I won't forget what you did here.
Don't mention it. Stay away from men like that in the future.
Man, that's fucking horrible. They could do a good game with Jack, though. They really could. Start him off. Maybe a couple years after this.
Hello there. Careful there, mister. Can I help you with something?
Then again, it would be interesting to keep an eye on the keep in mind this painting, please. Keep in mind this painting. Right? Because that is a painting that we'll see in a different Western game.
Armadillo's still in great town. Spot that. I don't care nothing.
It is funny how the things that our father bought, we own. To the extent that we own them, you know what I mean? Wow, it's been several years since someone's gone down to this house, but it's still owned by the same man. Technically, it is. Just Junior instead. Can I save it, please? Oh, it's on this bed that you save it. Weird. That is kind of wild. And that makes sense if you really think about it. That's slick. I'm glad they did that because when they made Red Dead Redemption 2, they made Arthur have the clothes that you see here. try and be like, Jack was influenced by both Arthur and John. Mind you, it's a lot more subtle because no one really talks about Arthur in this game.
My fault, sir.
Hell, even Jack only brings up Dutch and Bill, but he doesn't bring up Javier. I don't know. I guess we'll see when we see. But I think that's going to be it for me for the time being for this. When we next play the main game, it will be on Friday, and it will be Fallout. I'm excited to play Fallout 2. I had a blast playing this. After we beat Fallout 2, we will, of course, be going through Red Dead Revolver. That might be a one-sitting type of game because of how short it is. It might be too... I don't know. I don't think it's going to take longer than 3 days to beat it. Even if I do split it up like this. Might finish it up in one sitting. If we do get done with that game in a day, I'll start my playthrough of Gun. But yeah, keep in mind that painting of the woman who got her back to the person who's doing the portrait and his new. Keep that in mind, please. That is something that we'll see in Gun, actually. But yeah, as soon as they'll let me do the check to see if it'll pop up, because there's no track playing, which is why. I'm still trying to figure out this thing, and I'm learning it. I am learning. Oh, it's not there. I don't know. Up 40%. Anyways, we're not ending stream, but I am wrapping up for YouTube and Twitch highlight watch. Hey, it said switch to Spotify, so it might be working. Come on. No track playing then. Why? There it is. Okay, cool. Anyways, those of you that are new here, if you haven't already, be sure to become a citizen today via subscribing to this channel as well as my main channel. Links will be down in the description below to all my links if you're watching on ! links like so. If you're watching on Twitch, be it live, the highlight, or the pod while it's still up there. Be sure to follow me on Twitch. Catch me when I go live at 6 p.m. EST Friday through Monday. Invite link to the community Discord where you can get the most accurate notifications whenever I do go live. If I'm going to be a little bit late or early, to outside of a half hour, or as long as I don't late, as well as you can get the most accurate notifications whenever I do go live. Whatever else catches your fancy through all my links. Until next time, take care. Have yourselves a good one. Bye-bye.